Hello everyone! Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this week. It is the final week of Div 2 groups. We're in the final stages. We have 4 spots remaining for 8 teams. 1 has already qualified, but all these teams, anything can happen. Any team can go through right now, especially in Group B, which is the one we are focusing on for this matchup of Quantify, the main team, versus Hentai Haven. This is going to be such a good game. Quantify, 0 wins so far, but took Deja Vu, the undefeated team, to 3 games. And that win, that 1 win for Quantify is going to be super important as you'll find out as we made a little interactive table for them. Apologies to the other teams. It is a lot of work trying to do this, and I didn't have time to make it, but it'll just be interesting for this specific dynamic. Hentai Haven also have a chance of getting through. We love them. Rani, you're amazing as well, but, you know, I just didn't have time to do that, so we will be doing that. Hi to everyone in chat, by the way. Just, you know, let me know how audio is, how you're feeling. Is anything coming through? Am I just speaking to myself? This is what the chat is for. This is what you guys are for. And you really guys make the experience. We also have a color caster today. He is going to be joining in a little late, but it is Schmidt, who you heard from last week. So he's going to be hopping in, and he's going to be doing some great stuff. But I wanted to go live a little early, and that's because we have a lot to talk about, which is the absolute banger of a series that we might have and how important this is. So let's go to Group B. This is the final week, and this is what we are looking at right now. Deja Vu have currently won both games and have won pretty convincingly. However, they did drop that one game to Quantify. That could be important. But as we see, we have these 2 matches. It will be Deja Vu versus Ablaze on the other side. No one's really saying anything right now. Is everything okay? I will check my Discord to make sure that are we all okay? Are we all... But I'm just going to continue, like you guys can all hear me. And so let's talk about this. From the start, Quantify, they have to win this series. They're against Hentai Haven, Ablaze against Deja Vu. And if Quantify want to qualify, the first thing that they've got to do is they've got to beat Hentai Haven. Winning this and making sure Hentai don't win that series will mean that they tie. Now, one important thing, the way to read this table is from left to right. If you have the highest number on Series 1, you go up, you promote. Remember, the top 2 teams in each group, they will go on to playoffs, and the bottom 2 will be eliminated. So it's tough. It is a tough cutoff, half teams being eliminated here. So, Quantify have got to win. And what that does is for their score diff. Now, what score difference is it's the amount of individual games you have won minus the games you have lost. So, if you win half your series, but the series that you win them convincingly, 2 zeros every time. However, when it goes to the games you lose, they were close. You won 1 game, it was 3 game bangers all the way. That's going to reflect very well in your score difference, which is the thing you go to if series 1 is tied. And if that is also tied, and this is going to be important, it goes to head-to-head record. So, if you guys are even on series and on score difference, it will go to who beat who, and then the team that won in that tied matchup will be the one that promotes. So, as we go back to here, Quantify have to win, beating Hentai Haven. What this will do is this will tie them on series, but give them that score difference. 2-0 is important here, and I'll explain why later. So, what will this do? Well, this will promote Quantify to 3rd place, knocking Hentai Haven down to 4th. But as you can see, this is not enough for Quantify to qualify. Quantify to qualify is going to be a very difficult thing to say for this entire time. So please, you know, bear with us, casters. I'm just gonna text in chat. Can everyone hear me? Just checking in with you guys. You know, it's always worrying when we have this kind of stuff here, but I'm just gonna continue. The Deja Vu versus Ablaze matchup is going to be very important here. If Ablaze win that series, Quantify are out. Simple, straightforward, Deja Vu and Ablaze qualify. But if Deja Vu win, and it has to be a very specific kind of win, it has to be a 2-0, because if you look here, Ablaze beat Quantify in that first week. So if Ablaze tie on Series 1 and score difference, if they pick up, one game and it's a 2-1 to Deja Vu, they will still qualify because they have beaten Quantify. Thank you, Kayoya. Thank you for letting me know. Honestly, it's tough doing this. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. So, what's got to happen? Well, in the matchup between Deja Vu versus Ablaze have got to lose to Deja Vu 2-0. Now, what will that do? That will mean that their score difference is lower than Quantify's with their Series 1 tied. And what that will mean after all, that Ablaze will actually drop to 4th. If you see there between Hentai Haven and Ablaze, it will mean that they tie on Series 1 and score difference, but that the game that Hentai Haven won, that was against Ablaze themselves. So they would take 3rd, but 3rd is just consolation. Both teams would be knocked out, and Quantify would barely make it through. So, to sum up, Quantify need to 2-0 Hentai Haven, and Deja Vu have to 2-0 Ablaze for Quantify to qualify. Now, there is a world in which Deja Vu get knocked out, and of course the middling teams, as we look at the tables as they currently stand, any single one of these teams has an ability to qualify. So it's going to be very interesting, and folks, we will be keeping track of all of it and all the results in Group A. To give you the brief rundown of Group A, Meters Boosted by Maths alone has already qualified, and Monkey Esports, no matter what they do, they will be knocked out, but their matches will be so important for how if Frostbite Gladiators or Gracelight pick up that final spot. Long story short, if they both win, Gladiators picks it up, and if one wins and one loses, you get the gist. It is somewhat of a similar 2 games won for the top guys, Meters Boosted, 1 game won for both Gladiators and Gracelight, and Monkey Esports, sadly, sitting on 0 wins. The maths is a little different because they had a little bit of a different way of how the scores landed. But we do not have time to cover that. We will be keeping track of the games, keeping you guys updated on all the Valence League games that will be happening. We have people in here now. I'm going to check on Schmidt. Hello, Schmidt. Are you here?
Hello. Yes,
hello. Sorry, I was in my element. I was.
Yeah. Don't want to ruin the flow.
No worries. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm ready for some more league. Good old Quantify back on it as well against some Hentai Hen.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I am particularly, when we saw Deja Vu and Quantify face each other, Deja Vu, the undefeated team. I think we covered that game together, didn't we? Did we? Or was that someone else?
So on Monday, right? Yeah.
No, that would have been on Thursday last week.
Oh,
this was Div 2.
Someone else.
Yeah, that would have been Div 3.
Me and you on Monday.
Ah, okay. Sorry, the VL gets all confused in my head. They all blur together.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, we were Monday when Quantify versus Ablaze, right? Ablaze Academy.
That was it.
Quantify pulled it back after a shaky start, but came out on top, 2-1 in the series. So it was a bit of a mad one. So I'm assuming it's the same because obviously there's 2 Quantify teams. This is the same Quantify team today, is it?
No. So that team that we talked about was Quantify Nova. Quantify have a lot of different teams. This is Quantify, the main team that are in Division 2, which actually doesn't say on here because I forgot to put that in. It says it on here, Division 2. I do apologize for that. I am actually I'm thinking about making a graphic for making a VL drinking game. Like I meme about it, but I think it genuinely could be good. I'm definitely not going to do it tonight because I have 8 days straight of Quantify Cup to stream. Shout out, by the way, tomorrow, Friday night, it's going to be the draw for that. So shout out Fork, shout out Stevo. That's going to be very fun. But yeah, it should be an absolute banger. And just to fill you in for what happened last week, Quantify, Deja Vu have been undefeated this tournament, and they went up against Quantify, having already beaten them in that Group 2 stage. Quantify took them to 3 games, almost winning in Game 2 the entire series, but Deja Vu were able to pull it back, just winning in a 2-1 series. They have really pulled together. They have a very similar kind of comp identity with slight variations depending on pick ban. And if we go to them now, I mean, honestly, Krolux on his Nunu is incredible. What do you want to say about Quantify and the main team?
Yeah, I mean, haven't watched them too much myself, but I think I've more been involved. I've casted a bit of Hentai Hen in the past, and certainly another kind of explosive team as well. That they're one of those that maybe get the job done, not in the most professional manner, but they get it done nonetheless. So yeah, looking forward to seeing this and up in Div 2. So you probably got better info on what this game means in terms of the standings as well.
Well, as you'll know, Hentai Haven, it's very much old org versus the newcomers. Quantify coming in last split. Hentai Haven having a very long series, Hentai Haven having a very long stint in VL. Quantify being the newcomers, and we do have a little bit of a switch up from last week. Stormgate, who, if anyone remembers in chat, Stormgate played the Syndra and the Kai'Sa mid, which was very interesting. Almost managed to pull it off against Deja Vu, but they have swapped out Stormgate for VNC Ace, which I had to ask in the Quantify chat because we've had this problem before. It is a different player. It's not just another account, so that's nice to know.
Yeah. Nice.
But Krolux, he has a very small jungle champ pool, but those champs he plays really well. He's a Nunu one-trick. So Nunu, we saw that in Game 2 as well last week. It was very fun to watch. But he's played a lot of Rek'Sai. Did get nerfed recently as we go to the patch rundown. The Rek'Sai did get nerfed a little bit, but it's still very strong. He also does play Ivan. But the other one that I'm thinking of is the Zac, which he can pilot pretty well. Jarvan as well is up there. So he has a very small champ pool. There's not really much else to it, but the champs he does play, the team has played a lot and scrimmed a lot with it, so you're not facing too much variation. And that's what Quantify does really well. When it comes to draft, when it comes to their meta, they eliminate variation for as much as they can, and it allows them to play the same comp, the same strategies. And Hentai Haven, I hope they've been watching last week, and I hope they can pick apart this draft, because we saw some bot Cassiopeia with Rakan in the bot lane. It actually did really well. Thank you, Centurion. Yes, Pod graphics indeed. Thank you very much. I worked hard on this. Going back to it, they do really well, and they actually currently have the same win rate as their Quantify Nova team. They both have 33%, which is a little fun fact. But yeah, it's going to be super interesting how these teams play.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just checking over the patches and kind of lining up with the players as well. And one spotted out was Nightshade. He's a bit of a Rel player, and with a bit of nerf as well on the Rel. So basically, her stats, kind of tanky stats, been decreased really. So base MR's been decreased, the MR growth as well, and the W shield also being decreased there. So they've actually tried to basically move her towards some potential jungle, maybe, with her damage to monsters being increased. So don't think it's really going to probably show up in this series, obviously, but Nightshade is the support. They've nerfed the support Rel, but given a bit of a hope of Rel in the jungle, maybe. So it could be quite fun to see that come out. But in support, maybe whether it's still banned or still picked, we'll have to see.
Yeah, apologies, by the way, for burping in the mic. I made a kind of pact with the devil in the fact I needed to do studying, gym, walk and get my computer fixed, and I needed to do all the graphic stuff. And what I made is I made a pact with the devil, and that devil is Monster Tropical Punch. So I'll be awake for this, and I'll be awake for the next 8 goddamn hours. So we're gonna have fun with that one. Let's actually switch over to a team you have a little bit more familiarity with, which is Hentai Haven. Slightly higher win streak, and they've got just a little bit of a player rundown. Literally a 3 in the top lane. Oscar in the jungle. The submission was a little bit incorrect. Mrs. Crombie is actually mid lane for this time, with Samvet in the bot lane on that Samira. It's very potent. And Smouch on that Zyra. Sorry that it's not the base splash. For some reason, there is no good base splash Zyra on the internet, so we had to go with one of her skins. So there you go. But a really good team. They swap around a lot. It's a team with a big player depth, and it's a team that can really cook up something. LeBlanc no longer can use that static shiv that we saw just run over in 13.12, as it has been nerfed in patch 13.13. But it's an aggressive team. It's one with a lot of level 6 plays and looking for that bot dragon. And yeah, they certainly have a lot of ways to win it, being the bookie's favorite for this match.
Yeah, so I see. So you're really favoring not Quantify, sorry. Really favoring Hentai Hen in this one, are you?
Yeah, I mean, mathematically, they have more wins. And they were in a group where, you know, they had meters boosted, and they had, I think it was Gracelight as well that was in that group. They've certainly been through the ropes, and I think they've come out looking pretty strong. They have had a lot of roster changes and a lot of people switching up, so that might hinder them. But they're a team that's definitely been able to win a game, and we weren't able to do picks for watch this week, but I mean, we saw some Ezreal, some loads of different stuff. Overall, Oscar can cook up something in that jungle role. I think when we look at Hentai Haven, usually when we look at Quantify, for example, we're looking for how Krolux can really play around, particularly his mid. We saw that bot lane do pretty well, but also this top, no spectators did so well last week. For Hentai Haven, jungle mid is everything here. And how something like a Jarvan or something, you know, pretty aggressive can play through that, I think could really shut Quantify down in how they're looking to play, how their support roams, and etc. So I am going to give it to Hentai Haven. I'm going to maybe say 2-1, but Quantify, I can totally see them, if they're prepared enough. They've been scrimming like mad. And I can totally see them 2-0, which is, if you remember before, in my podcast monologue, is exactly what they need to promote to playoffs.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So how many weeks we got left of regular season then?
This is the last one.
All right.
So this is the last one of Group Stage 2. Long story, we had like an odd number, so the groups were kind of oddly thinged. We have 8 teams if we go to the results page here. 8 teams, including the 2 that we have on match here, but only 4 will remain after this. Meters Boosted has already created a spot for themselves. So whoever the other 3 teams, 2 from Group B and 1 from Group A, they will all go through to playoffs, which is best of 5, single elimination, classic Clash style.
Very nice. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's good because quite nicely timed and synced up with the pro scene as well. They're just about to go into their like kind of second stage, the playoff stage, as it were. So yeah, but how do you kind of see, you know, the meta and at the moment? Maybe talk about that while we're kind of waiting for players still to come in and get it sorted. But yeah, I mean, you know, we saw certainly from the game Monday, we had quite an array of champions there, you know, and we saw the likes of the Sivir, we saw the Xayah mid was pretty mad, the Zac support. Yeah, I mean, what's your kind of take on things at the moment?
Can I say something a bit controversial here?
Yeah, sounds like you're going to anyway.
Yeah. I actually really love this meta. I think it's really flexible. I think, yes, I mean, if we look back, you know, end of Season 12, beginning of Season 13, it was very much hyper carry, bot lane focused, jungle's there, top lane an island, and it is still that case to some extent. but I've really been seeing a little bit more top agency in these past couple of patches in these games that I'm looking at. And we're seeing a very flexible, it's a sort of early to mid aggression, but you've got that late game insurance. I've seen teams go 3k deficit. Actually, I think it was in the games that we commented on, where Quantify Nova were 3k down, but they had that late game insurance. No, they lost that game, didn't they? They did end up losing it because they threw it away.
They did. Yeah.
But they were looking strong there, and that's what I love. I think it's not about what the meta is, it's how well you make your argument. Like, you can have an argument, like I do a lot of I did a lot of debating in like debate clubs, and I also do politics locally. I do a lot of like leafleting and stuff. And when I'm speaking to people on the door, it's not about, objectively, let's look at these 10 papers to see what might the best strategy be. It's what argument you have and how you deliver it. So if you have that Cassiopeia Rakan bot lane that we saw on last Thursday, that might not be the most meta thing. But if you've played that 5 scrims against 5 really good teams, you're able to make a convincing argument that that combo, that quickness into the miasma combo is just something that teams can't play around too well or just don't have enough experience with. That is far more important than the meta, especially at this amateur level. So I can't wait.
Yeah, like a kid waiting for Christmas, really, isn't it? The countdown is on.
Yeah. As a little bit of information here, so it seems as if it is, let me just get this correct, it is Hentai Haven who have used an e-sub. It is not, it currently, Mrs. Crocombi has not been able to make it, and as such, I believe Hentai Haven will lose their first 3 bans. Also, in addition, for those who are wanting to learn a bit more about the other games going on today, also Gracelight have lost their first 3 bans in their critical match against Monkey Esports. So, we've talked enough. I've certainly talked enough. So I'm going to say that Prod is ready, and we're about to get into draft. Is there any picks you want to particularly see? Maybe some... okay, so they will be starting a little late as Quantify obviously want to check the sub, who will be Fab S.
They want to quantify his rank.
Yeah. Yeah, quantify how good he is. Yeah, so
they qualifies.
They will be checking his op.gg, which is completely...
It's okay. Yep. Yeah, but in answer to your question, I mean, yeah, it's an interesting one. Like you said, the meta at the moment is very diverse, but I mean, certainly in the top lane, probably less so diverse. You've got the Olafs, the Gwens, and the Renekton's, those kind of staple top laners. Obviously, Cassante been ever present, and yeah, I think bot lane as well has kind of rotated between, bot lane certainly been about the hyper carry, right? It's been about the Xayah, the Jinx, wish there could have mainly been a Vayne. She's kind of been tweaked around a bit sometimes. But, in terms of these 2 teams, yeah, I mean, Jinx is super strong right now as well. And especially Caitlyn as well with that range. So, yeah, really interested to see kind of how this goes and, supports. I think actually it's nice to see support actually having more of a say on things as well. You see Nautilus has been ever present as well, and the engaged support. So I love, it's a team fight meta at the moment, really, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, that's kind of, as a jungler main myself, that's what I want. I don't want to be just last hitting minions and monsters. So yeah, interesting to see where these 2 teams go, but it's certainly going to be a bloody bath, I'm sure, for that.
Yeah, as we have now actually gone into, I've actually, you're in Spectate, right?
Yep, I'm in.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
cool. We do see, because Hentai Haven, as we talked about, do lose those first 3 bans, but all those bans going towards that top lane in literally a 3. The Shen, his most played band, along with that Malphite, that team fight, that denial of AD. This could suggest something like a Cassante, or something cooking up with maybe a Fiora, or a Camille even. I love those bans saying, nuh-uh, no blind pick boring top laners. We want action, and we want known spectator, as he did last week, to try and get those split push leads. Can't wait for this.
Yeah, got to be straightforward. You know, that's really putting the gauntlet down, isn't it, to try and go for it. So yeah, like we've seen on Monday, we saw Fiora kind of peter out and not really live up to what Fiora should be doing. And you see there, yeah, the Maokai taken away as well. So Quantify not letting any kind of safe picks really coming through, or less safe picks certainly. So it'd be interesting to see what Hentai Hen do go for in this. And you know, they probably got to go for they probably might even just look at their bot lane really at this point. You know, first pick priorities. Yeah, again on ADCs probably as well. Zeri doing quite well. But yeah, obviously once Quantify and get their first pick, then Hentai Hen are going to get their 2 picks. So yeah, looking at the bot lane, I think is like with the Rakan there is the focus probably.
Yeah, and we saw this so much out of Nightshade. Rakan was played, I think, every 3 games, combined with things like a Cassiopeia, the Xayah as well, obviously, that Lovers duo. It might have to be taken by Hentai Haven here, but we'll see what they have. The Jarvan would be their most played champion. It was Owaska's. It's very aggressive. It can be paired with a LeBlanc, or we've seen Ari do really well. Those 2v2, we see this a lot in LCK. No, that, 2v2 kill ranges that can just burst your target down and get so much jungle pressure on a scaling jungler. We see some, Maokais and Mumus, Sejuanis that can really get punished if you don't have your team to get you that vision and guard those jungle entrances. So Jarvan into Rakan, a lot of engages, a lot of red, and the Nautilus paired with that means Hentai Haven are going all engage.
Yeah, exactly. Talked about the Nautilus and like the engage kind of focus here as well. I mean, Java Nautilus couldn't be more engaged if you tried, really. I mean, that's as engaged as a fucking wedding, so that's the best I've got of it. But like you said, Quolux, the new news open, the Rek'Sai as well, we talked about, and there you go. That is the one to go in for, and obviously Rek'Sai being, all about that early game and getting on the map early, some early game damage. Be interesting to see how it matches up against that early game Jarvan. But, I think it's interesting when teams, they have a kind of a mix, Cassiopeia going to be the one to kind of stack late, so it kind of means that when she gets strong, the Rek'Sai is a bit irrelevant after that and is just kind of that nuisance really in the team fight rather than actually taking people down. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that pans out with the Rakan to back things up and the Samira taken as a truly wombo combo combination there.
This is classic from both teams. The Cassiopeia Rek'Sai is what we saw so much of last week on Thursday. Rek'Sai's Crowlux, it has been nerfed a little bit, but the Void jungler is still very strong. We see the Syndra banned. Now this will not be against Stormgate Syndra, but against VNC Aces. Did so well, has so much burst damage, could work oppressively with a Rek'Sai. I believe Rek'Sai does work pretty well into Jarvan, able to sort of use that burrow. I believe she's immune to to knockups when she is burrowed, so that's a nice little interaction. Possibly. I don't know. I don't like Rek'Sai, so I never play her. But it's just, you can really see what Hentai Haven's draft is. The Samira for Samvet is something that they have played over and over and over again. Most played champion, and with a Nautilus and a Jarvan, they all have the same color scheme, and that color scheme is red, because they are going in, and on this red side, they will have last pick as well. And looking at this, look at this. There are 4 top laners all banned out here. We're probably going to see a 5th here, targets towards literally a 3. And he's got to pull out something, because this is a very thinned champ pool. The Swain taken away from File S, the person who has just subbed in.
Yeah, so literally a 3. He's got to really expand his champion pool here and think about, because of course you can see that maybe Cassiopeia goes top, but obviously like you were saying, ADC Cassiopeia. So neither top lane have been picked yet, and still Henhaven still holding that back and making Quantify make that choice first, so they can see who they match up against. But I think top lane could be quite pivotal here. Obviously you've got this wombo combo. Now you've got the Black Shield on the Morgana. Just to anti-CC as well. So I mean, really like the kind of the setup they're going, and just really going all out, guns blazing, red hot, as you said. And there you go, the Gwen is a pretty good blind pick to go top. She can duel against pretty much most other top lanes. So yeah.
Yeah, and the Yone here would be very interesting. That, I believe, I think this Morgana is going to go mid. So I could really like this Yone, getting around that Black Shield magic resist. Yeah, I actually do agree with Centurion here. A Poppy as well, if found, with all of these dashes, could be really huge here for top lane. Denying that Rakan, that Yone and Gwen being able to dash around. The Rek'Sai as well, I believe, also counts as a dash. The Nasus being hovered and
it's oh my god.
It's picked. It is hardcore scaling topside. Leave it on an island with this incredibly aggressive bot lane and a stable mid lane. Jarvan is going to be all up in bot lane's business, and this is how Hentai Haven probably have drafted to try and break the Quantify draft.
Oh man, yeah, the dog is out to play here, and Susan is out. And like you said, now we did say. I mean, I kind of theoretically thought that top lane would be pivotal, and now it really is. I mean, you got to feed the doggy top lane, and it looks like. I mean, yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be changing that. I'm assuming the Morgana's gonna change. It'd be pretty weird if that was the bot lane. Would probably make sense. But yeah, obviously the thing to remember as well with Samira, very short range. And actually you look at Quantify, very short range as well. One range champion, really, on their side. So in terms of distance and range on both teams, really, the biggest range is probably the Morgana binding, and after that, you've really got, just kind of a couple of feet in front of you in terms of engage. And Nautilus, obviously, with the dredge line as well. But yeah, interesting how little kind of ranges really cared about. Certainly in terms of, turret taking is really key to have your ADC. Obviously there is that buff now with AP scaling as well on your auto attacks, but Samira will obviously be able to do a bit of damage on the turrets, but Quantify, I think they're going to struggle with the turrets maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this early game could really fall apart. If Nasus gets ahead somehow, or if this Samira, so it is Samira bot lane, folks, it's just because Fal S is in the mid lane. Fal S is in the mid lane, but he's in the ADC spot, so that is not going towards Mrs. Crocombi, who cannot be with us. She's alive, but it's just, can't be here. And, if Samira Nautilus gets going, it's going to be very scary, but I want to highlight the most important ability in this game, in my opinion, and that is going to be this Cassiopeia W. This miasma can deny so much space, especially into such a melee short-range comp. Samira's very short range as well. She's going to have a hard time getting around it. Morgana's going to try to do her best. But if Cassiopeia can create that space, allow Yone and Gwen with that Hallowed Mist to dance around, Rakan as well, Cassiopeia and this bot lane could destroy in team fights. So it's got to be very explosive from this jungle support, and the Samira in Samvet has got to pay so much attention which targets to pick, which targets to burst down, because she's not only got to be worrying about assassinating the backline, but Yone, Gwen, and Rek'Sai are all massive threats in their own right. So it's very, very mechanically intensive for all these players, as they have picked very 200 years highlight montage champions, and that's exactly what I want to see in a game one.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be kind of almost Strictly Come Dancing with the Yoni, the Rakan, the Rek'Sai. It's going to be Strictly Come League. That's what it's going to be. But yeah, I mean, we saw that the Gwen was picked first against the Nasus, and of course that Wither is going to be a problem for her. But with her dash as well, I think she's gonna be all right. And I think actually Nasus is going to have to be the one to be careful, because Rek'Sai can really clear so quickly early. Jarvan, he normally just does that 3 camp clear rather than the full, because if he starts clearing, the group camps as well, like the Krugs and things, then he is a bit slower than the Rek'Sai AoE auto attacks. So, I mean, it is kind of almost like a race to the top sort of thing. So, yeah, this is where you've really got to be quick, because this is going to be the prime example of if you are falling behind, if you are not pathing correctly, then you're gonna be behind and chasing shadows from the enemy team. So it all really comes down to who is quicker off the mark and who is really more precise in this macro play.
The only time, and chat, if you could help me with this, the only time I remember seeing a Nasus in pro play was, I think it was Worlds 2018 or 2017, where they picked Ornn in the top lane, and the response, I think it was something like Gigabyte Marines or something, like cooked it up, and was able to play Nasus in the
team.
Yeah, they were able to play Nasus in the top lane because if you're going to go a scaling tank, I'm going to go Nasus and scale even harder. What scales more than hard scaling? Infinite scaling. So, but against a Gwen, I mean, Gwen scales in her own right a lot of true damage, a lot of piercing damage, and this isn't D&D. She just does a lot of damage. She does a lot of magic damage, a lot of true health, max health damage. We are into game. Do not worry, as somehow I've not even... I think someone from the the staff team has actually changed my scene, because we're already we're looking at the game, but I didn't touch anything. So thank you very much to the staff for helping me out there.
Nice. All right. Shall we go? Let's go 15 seconds then, shall we?
Yeah, 15 seconds. We are just. In fact, I loaded in a little late, so I can probably time this exactly correctly. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Very nice.
Awesome. So yeah, that's very smooth. Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling so good right now. Now, before Fork screams at me, we've got that scoreboard up, and we've got the timers on your right. That will be very interesting. Thank you very much, Here Lies Phobos. It was just a little bit of a lore. It was Longzhu Dragons versus Fnatic in 2017 against Soaz's Maokai. Nice. That was a while ago. Oh my lord.
Oh my god, Soaz. Yeah, I was just about to say, Nasus clearly, or literally 3, got so excited that he actually forgot to pick up items. So.
Oh no.
He had just run to the tri-bush and he's recalled and he's back in the lane. So, Dog forgot his lead and his kit, so he's back in and he's obviously going to be really careful here. Grasp the Undying compared to the Gwen, TP Ignite, the usual spells you take on the Gwen. But yeah, looking at the runes across the page, across the map, I should say, across their page. Obviously Samira got with that exhaust, going to be so crucial against the Cassiopeia. If there is that 2v2. And crucially, the Cassiopeia taking the cleanse. I mean, she's going to get hooked. The interesting thing, though, and pretty annoying thing about Nautilus is the depth charge, the ultimate. You can't cleanse until you've been stunned. So when you've been targeted and it's coming towards you like Jaws, you've got to actually wait for the knock-up to hit you, which is really quite a unique ability to do that. So the cleanse really is going to be probably for the Dark Binding. And, things like the Jarvan knock-up as well is, it's not something to be able to cleanse against. So I see why I went with a cleanse, but actually it's going to be kind of one ability to use against, and that's it.
Yeah, interesting that both the junglers are pathing topside here. Jarvan actually a little bit quicker on his clear, although that is because he's on the blue side. See, in the bot lane, it is Bomber and Nightshade getting the level 2, will force Samira and Nautilus off the wave. And yeah, a pretty typical story in the top lane. Nasus being denied all the farm. However, Gwen will have to push to get this 3rd wave, or maybe even 4th wave in if she can't clear it, because this Jarvan is on the top side. And yet he is going to have a very strong level 3 gank. He's currently on his Raptors, maybe looking to full clear. But yeah, it is interesting. Both junglers on this top side.
Yeah, you can see, Rek'Sai clearly maybe seeing that gone a bit slower on her clear. So skip the walls, straight to the blue buff. She knows the urgency she needs to get to the top. So Krolux taking that blue buff and is probably going to be heading top, because you can see the Gwen is pushing into that Nasus. Jarvan about to take his red and probably going to be heading up there too.
Yeah, and this Jarvan actually moving up now. Double buffs is ready. Rek'Sai is trying to invade in, but he is spotted on the ward.
Going straight in for the Jarvan as well. Gwen going to retreat into the bushes. And we'll just walk away there for now. It is a bit of a Mexican standoff there.
Yeah, so many players toward this top side. The Yone as well has been called in, trying to get onto this Jarvan. Will not. You can see the Jarvan just waiting on his bush. Just does not want any of that action.
Man just wants his Krugs.
Yeah. He's just waiting patiently with the flag, trying to lay his claim to the Krugs. And he will end up getting it.
Yeah, you see there, both teams kind of sizing each other up, and it's always that first kill that's always a bit kind of will they, won't they? But you know, credit to the
Crowlux.
Literally a 3, yeah, at the moment, doing okay, but having to stay very far under the turret. Jarvan's still there as well, looking for that first kill. You can just see everything very tense right now. Yoni doing his bit and taking actually Colossus on his second tree just to be able to sustain a bit more against the Morgana.
Watch these junglers shadow each other. I mean, Crowlux probably going to look, because he has done the slower clear. He is 2 camps down, 1 camp if you obviously count this. Samvet getting knocked up here.
The knock up as well. The miasma being slowing down the Samira, but she's able to block the ability. One more poison to do it. One more tick does do it indeed. Cassiopeia has been ignited. No, now Nasus can do some damage, but he's not going to be able to do enough. And First Blood going over to Quantify.
That was lovely for Bomberhond. They have played this early lane so well, especially into such a...
Oh, no! As well. Yep, it's a 1-for-1. Very good response from the Jarvan. The Cassiopeia, fortunately, was out of range there. But yeah, you just got to be careful. It's the classic almost in football, you know, when you just scored easy to concede straight away, and Quantify have just done just that.
Has to curse. It strikes again. But yeah, it was a nice opportunist move from OO Oscar. I was gonna give credit to Quantify's. They did need that wave pushed out, so I understand it. But against this very aggressive lane, Samira and Nautilus, you know, that CC and you're dead, but Cassiopeia used her range, used her ability to deny that mobility. A credit to Nightshade as well for being able to land those early grand entrances. So it did set up that kill really well, and they were able to just target and get that first bit of damage, first a bit of initiative down, but then, yes, targeted by Jarvan and able to get 1 kill for himself. OO Oscar might have to use this gold lead and spread it around the map if he wants them to win in this early game.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to get on the board with the Jarvan. He has got his first kill, so he should be going back to base very soon, you know, to get an item on the board and make that count. But you can see the farm all is pretty level across the lanes. The Yoni actually doing a lot better than Morgana. It can be quite hard to farm on the Morgana. Of course, the auto attack can be quite difficult, and also now the Tormented Soil, they changed the name, whether it is still that, can be pretty mana heavy now as well, so you do have to be pretty careful, and obviously the auto attacks are quite difficult to last hit sometimes, so you know, got to do the best she can, because for now, at the moment, the Yoni is certainly the one bossing the lane.
Currently, I love... as we see a fight in the bot lane, it will not go much further. But as I was going to talk about, thank you, Bomber, please let me finish and talk about how good your items are. This Catalyst being bought will obviously lead into a Rod of Ages. Trying to get that little level advantage, Cassiopeia does really well with that, because that increases her movement speed, because she cannot buy boots.
Oh,
and they're going now.
In, though. Yeah, going straight onto the Snake. The Yoni with the Fate's Call is going on it, and he is taken down... Well, the Cassiopeia gets the kill, but certainly the Yoni with the Fate sealed has been able to really cash in on that level 6, and 2 members of Henhaven go into the ground.
First back for VNC Ace on the mid lane. He was able to use that to get that mid prio. VNC Ace trying to zone them away from this dragon. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 right now. Cassiopeia pushing in the bottom wave. But they were able to get that mid push, able to have the items to fight 3-man bot lane with the jungler there as well. And assuming Oscar doesn't go for some heroic play, we will see a little bit of healing done to the dragon.
Oh, the Dark Binding takes the Rek'Sai out, though. Did get the dragon, but that is what you call dicing with death there. And really well played by Fabs to get that kill at least. And for now, she's got to run for the hills. I think it's going to get away, actually. Samira is there, but a very nicely timed Dark Binding just to pick her off. And may have got the Drake, but 1 kill back at least onto the Morgana.
That is nice. However, this one dragon could end up being, a dragon stacking will be really crucial, especially with already a 1.3k gold lead, most of that being on this 3-0 Cassiopeia. We saw what Bomberhand could do last week. He was able to do so much consistent damage. There is 5 Conquerors in this game because they all know how much tank shredding and heal, how long these fights are going to go for. And if Bomberhand can do that disgusting Cassiopeia damage that she is known for, then oh my god, Bomberhand could lead Quantify.
The Soul Shackle coming out though. Yoni's got a flash to safety and he should be okay, but we're going to crash to the bot lane. Krolux going in with the flash knockup, the 2-man knockup on the Rakan, and it is a 4th kill for Bomberhand, and you just got to ban the snake against him, otherwise he is gonna wipe you out.
And that is the combo that we were talking about. The grand entrance into the miasma, and this Samira can do nothing. She can't W, she can only W for a little bit of time because that tick damage from the poison will still apply. Able to get so much off, and they just have so much coordination in this bot lane because they played this Cassiopeia Rakan bot lane so much in scrims. These lack of bans that came from Hentai Haven are going to be so crucial because if they do get these bans, these are the exact champions picked in this first phase by Quantify that I would be looking to ban out.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, second game could be different, and I don't think the Cassiopeia is really going to get through at all. But we have got this NASA still as well, ticking along. 150 stacks. So, I mean, it's doing okay, but not, scary yet. Just got to keep tabs on that. And that's really, this bot lane is really struggling now. So if you're Oscar, you've got to really assess where you've got to put your efforts in. You can shut down the Cassiopeia, of course, but I think you've got to wait for a stronger team fight. You can't be going 3v2 now. She can easily get to safety. The Rakan can easily peel for her. The next Drake is up in a couple of minutes. So it looks like they are going to try something maybe, but for now it's going to be tough because the Oni's coming down as well.
Yeah, Jarvan was spotted out on that lovely ward that we just see just to the east of that tri-bush. Some big trades in the top side here, but no Spectre will get away. And with Jarvan spending so much time around here, Rek'Sai is able to just pick up the Rift Herald, and that's going to be even more gold. It could be on Bomberhand. It's wherever Krolux wants to put it. So with this CS lead as well, we see that reflected in a 2k gold lead across the board. But there's a lot of early game agency for Quantify, and given that they have played these kind of T comps so well together, I think they have an exact plan for how they want to use this league going forward.
Yeah, for sure. You can see it as a well-trained, well-tested method indeed. And you can even see things like the ward placement as well. Just down in that bot lane, the one you spotted, is actually just out of range of that control ward. So Hen Haven are actually none the wiser of that ward being there. Like you said, our Oscar actually thinks that there can't be any vision there. So a really nice little hack to put that ward just out of range of that control ward means not only have you got vision, your enemy also thinks you don't. So it's a double whammy. And, like I said, our Oscar now, he's got to see where he puts his efforts in. And bot lane is going to be a struggle for now until the next Drake is up, but he's looking at the top side.
Oh, Krolux spots it out as well with that undergrowth. He will see that Jarvan is up here, pings it out as well. Jarvan trying to look for, can he get this Nasus ahead? He is, a kills down worth in CS, but he does have really good stats.
And he's going for the ignite as well. He's going to go for the ultimate, but he has been ignited, so the health is not going to help him that much. And indeed, No Spectator is the first one to draw blood in the top lane.
Perhaps a little bit of miscommunication there. Literally, Thea was pushed up really far, and Oscar, he had to go back. He wants to clear his camps, and that left literally 3 hanging, and Krolux saw that all on the undergrowth, knowing exactly when to gank. Krolux is doing so well in this early game on this Rek'Sai, and he has that Nunu as well. It wasn't a ban, so he did go for this Rek'Sai. Maybe you want to try for his Nunu, but Oscar going in.
Yeah, he went for it. He's gone for the Cataclysm onto the Rek'Sai. She can, of course, jump out of that, but for now, she's gone for the Void Rush to try and get the kill. But for now, the Wither is able to save Oscar, and indeed, the second kill does go to the Jarvan. Sadly, not able to feed the doggy, but it is a good kill to return, and the second death for Krolux.
Yeah, that really needs to go on to the Nasus if Hentai Haven want to salvage anything from this early game. I mean, a Nasus that gets strong. If Gwen is in a position where she cannot deal with a Nasus side lane, that gives Hentai Haven a lot of agency in this macro game that we'll see in this mid-section. But Drake is now up, and if Nasus does not be able to pressure maybe a top turret, plates are still up for about 30 seconds, or able to get some serious advantages, then this Nasus might just be a wet noodle, both in his health and in his damage, and he's not able to get online a lot fast enough. I used to be a Nasus main back in Series 7, and let me tell you, it is just when you can't do anything, and you're scaling your 600 stacks, but your entire team loses the map. It's just not worth it. So we see the Gwen moving down as she's able to do for this dragon that is spawning now. Quantify all over it.
Yeah, really good timing as well. Just pushing in that mid lane there, making the Morgana deal with that, and basically giving away a free dragon. Second one of the game, nice little ocean dragon to help with healing. I believe the single dragon. Yeah, missing health over time. So yeah, second Drake, 2 to go, and looks like it's going to be the Mountain Soul. So not the most kind of pivotal one, but certainly if you're a Gwen, if you're a Rek'Sai, then that shield really does come in handy.
Nasus very intelligently using the ult there, although he actually might be getting got here. He's gonna have to run here. The needlework has to land if he wants to to slow.
Sidesteps one and is able to get to safety there just in the nick of time. Yeah, like you said, able to clear that turret very quickly. He did get that solo turret goal, but we got a knock up in the mid lane. The black shield, unfortunately, is a bit too little, too late, because indeed Fabs' fate is sealed by VNC Ace. And that is a good kill there. Jarvan looking to take down the Rek'Sai, but he's going to have to walk away as well. Not quite there. Catalysm was up, but yeah, good pounce though from Crowlux there.
Just wanted to point out that No Spectator did commit a little bit too much for that second Drake there, and because Nasus quite intelligently uses the ult on that tower, it allowed his Q cooldown to come much faster, able to take the tower with barely any health, was able to use that, and that could be really crucial. Nasus now has the one item. Oh, Oscar, you gotta get out of there.
Yeah, the flash as well, the Cataclysm, but of course, VNC Ace, no problem, is able to just jump back, take the kill, and that was a bit lazy from our Oscar. And yeah, another kill in the back pocket for Ace.
Can't be doing that against a Yone, especially as you saw the damage he was able to do last time, that consistent Yone damage that we all know, and well, it's like love or hate, depending on your relationship with broken champions. But look, this is now 2 tier 1 towers all down with only 1 tower on, and they're going in again.
Flash response as well, the charm on both members of the bot lane for Hentai Haven, and one more hit should do it, but a lot of resistance for now. Tick, tick, tick going down, but for somehow Samira is able to survive the onslaught there. Just the Nautilus going down in the end, but it is looking pretty bleak. 5k difference now for Quantify.
Yeah, it's a bit of a seeing the lighting through the trees. Oh god.
Oh, it's take down the raid boss here, and Nasus really wants his first kill of the game. He does get it. He is going to go down, and the Yoni is able to get the 3rd kill. But crucially, though, getting that 1 kill probably does make it okay for now. In the end, Hen Haven, though, trying to make the most of this bot lane. Samira is there. Can she pull off the ultimate? She's going in and doing much damage as she can. Yes, she's pulling it off. She gets the 1st kill. She gets the 2nd kill. And that is a lovely shutdown. That's going to be 1,000 gold into the pocket of Samvit. And maybe, just maybe, this is the start of the turnaround.
Bomberhond was not able to get that consistent damage with the Twin Fangs, was not able to target very well, and the Dustblade picked up on Samira is going to be able to do so much more burst damage. She's not going for these, long fights. I mean, she can if she wants to. It's Samira. She can do anything. Sure. But the fact is, this Dustblade could blow up Bomberhond. You saw her health bar. That Cassia was so tanky, Fabs. You gotta get out of there.
Yeah, Soul Shackled, but shield for now will be able to prevent the Fate Seal knock-up. The Nautilus is here as well, but of course, the Oni just does have to pop back eventually. That is the drawback of the Soul Unleashed, Soul Unbound. That's what it is. There you go. Remember that. Yeah, but that was really crucial there. Really could have been just another kill. And even though did get the shutdown on the Cassiopeia, you know, the Yoni is slowly building up nicely, getting that mid lane turret now and really piling the pressure. Of course, you can see, though, the doggy is stacking. He is alone in that top lane, starting to build up, and that probably could be a really good ticket back for Henhaven.
Yeah, I mean, this Nasus is just not, he's going to be scaling. He's going to get so much. 384 stacks at 18.5 minutes would actually be pretty mid if we were talking about old Nasus. New Nasus has a lot more ability to stack. So this isn't great stacking from the Nasus. However, with 2 towers now taken, and you see how no spectator is positioning, he's positioning so far back, is literally 3 is going to be able to run down with the health, with this Divine Sunder damage. They're able to take this third dragon probably from the side of Quantify, but literally 3 is going to be such a menace.
Yeah, I mean, see, no worries at all. Being under that turret, taking a couple of hits. Clearly, you can see no spectator who's got to respect that. And now this is going to be a problem. The Mountain Drake is up, and you think Quantify can still have the power. They're certainly still ahead, about 3k now. Has been reduced slightly from that lead with that shutdown on the Cassiopeia, but they have got the team fight combination here because I think Henhaven, they do have a nice wombo combo, but they don't quite have the damage really. The Jarvan, the Morgana, some damage, and the fight's going to start here as well. They go on straight to the Rex side. Look, just watch the Samira. The Nasus has come in. He's got his first kill. He is alive and well. He has not been touched at all. It's a double kill onto the Yoni. He is doing all the strong, and it might just be the dog left, and he has got a double kill. He's been taking away his triple kill. The shut down onto the Yoni, and it is just the snake left. Literally a 3. He took the Nasus. It was a bold pick, and indeed it is coming up trumps because it is an ace for Henhaven.
The comeback of dreams. Literally, if he was able to get so much damage, able to TP in and get so much damage with that Phage as well that was bought from base. Gwen had to just TP in straight away, was not able to get as much damage. And with this Morgana, who's surprisingly dealing a lot, especially with this Zonias, was able to buy a lot of space in that early fight to be able for the backline to kind of figure things out, what's going on with this engaging Rek'Sai, able to turn on him. And that is huge now. We had a 6k gold lead for Quantify. It's now down to 500. So this is a brilliant turnaround, and this Nasus now is going to need at least 2 or 3 people if you want to shut this dog down.
Yeah, who let the dogs out, because he is 3, 2, and 4, and you can probably see, I'm just going to check the gold myself, because he is at about 9,000 gold total compared to his top lane opponent of 7,200. So really pulling ahead there, and actually has got 600 gold ahead of the next highest, which is that Cassiopeia on 8,300. So he really is the win condition and is also got to be the target for Quantify if they want to keep ahead and win this game. So interesting build I've seen from the Cassiopeia. You don't really have Leandri's Torment, you know, that kind of percentage health damage at the moment. So maybe that is the next item. But at the moment, Nas, the Nautilus, is going down straight away. Cataclysm has caught 2 members of Quantify. He is stuck in with them, though. The Samira coming in with the ultimate. Takes down 1. The Darwin is able to survive. The Rek'Sai as well going down. And in return, you thought the Jarvan was the one stuck in there. And now one more ultimate for the Samira. And Samvit has slain the snake. And suddenly, Henhaven are ahead in gold this game.
Samira is cooking on this build. He's able to just delete Nightshade off the map using that Dusk Blade, able to get the invisibility off that as well, and he's able to do so much. I thought that was winning. Nightshade thought that was winning too, and literally 3 doing so much here. And I love this innovation from Hentai Haven. Morgana is not here to do the massive plays. She is here to just keep the Yone at bay in a side lane, able to just facilitate these plays from literally 3 and Sam Vet, and it's working so well. VNCH was able to get such a good ult, and that fight around that third dragon was able to get onto Sam Vet, but it wasn't enough because you had literally 3 and you had Fabs up, keeping the fight, you know, very well spaced, and you had that agency. Ult coming in though.
Very nice, really well timed, that Fate Seal, but the Yone is going to jump back, so Morgana timing that Zhonya's really nicely to basically totally mitigate any Yone potential. But yeah, was a good response. Just didn't quite have the damage to take her out in the end. But yeah, like you said, in that side lane, the Morgana is able to cope with the Yoni at the moment. And of course, you've got the Nasus in the other side lane. So if you're Quantify, you are really spread thin. And, you've got to really think about where your next strategy is.
One problem, and we did see this last time as well in that series versus Deja Vu, is that it is Quantify have no true tank. They rely on this Cassiopeia being quite self-reliant, and it's the Rek'Sai who's able to, get some space, usually goes for that Guardian Angel as well. I think we saw that against Deja Vu. We have a lot of healing and we have a lot of damage, but against something like a Nasus who can shred through any target that he even looks at, it's going to be very tough for Quantify to find the wins here, as they are getting pressured left, right, and center. And remember, it's not Quantify who has to make the move here. Nasus, Jesus Christ, that's a disgusting
Oh
cue.
my goodness me. Yeah. Just no problem at all. Now the Wither is activated on Spectator, but he's going to walk away. Can't see other members of Quantify playing it safe, and that is what you've got to do, not get carried away where you're at. He's got that hole breaker now as well, so of course that means the 1v1, he is just an absolute monster. And he is not bothered at all. He's got the TP up. He's ready to join his team if they need, and the Baron is up and ready on the menu.
Yeah, a little bit of an invade here. It's quite interesting here. They see it now, as they will have to back off. Krolux and Nightshade trying to go here.
Side. Yeah, knock up. The Jarvan is there, but
TP.
the Nautilus is coming in. The TP's coming in for now, but is it too little, too late? The Cassiopeia doing her work onto the Nautilus for now. Now the Nasus is here. He's got the Black Shield. He can't be CC'd. He can walk around and doing what he wants. The Morgana getting very low. The Zhonya's down, and there is one kill, but the Samira now with the ultimate. The knock-up with the Fate Sealed is going to be able to get one, but is just not enough damage against this Nasus, who is still full health. The Petrifying Gaze is able to hold him in place. Can they do enough damage? He is just walking towards victory. Taking down the Yoni now, and is just the Cassiopeia left against two members. Let's see if Bomberhond is really up to his name, and can he 1v2 this? It's going to be pretty tricky. For now, it is just standing away from each other. Push that mid lane in. I think the Nasus has still got this. He's got the Wither for now. Not much damage, of course. Like I said, no real magic pen on that Cassiopeia, and the Nasus really doesn't care, and is so much stronger right now.
Oh, that was a really back and forth fight. The backline from Quantify hesitated a little. It was very tough. This Morgana, Black Shield, and the ability for this front line from it is Hentai Haven to be able to use that utility. It's really tough for this backline for Quantify. Not able to get the damage down. Bomberhond's going to face check here, and Oscar's ready.
Oh, yeah, just walking straight into a blind bush. She's knocked up, she's smacked around, and indeed, she's taken down. The Yoni is there to try and salvage, Gwen, sorry, I should say, and is just going to join her teammate in the grave. And it is just a bit messy here from Quantify. They thought they had the lead really well, but Hen Haven, they've held on. They know their game plan. They've stacked the dog, and now they're going to stack the Drakes.
A little bit poor there from Quantify. Remember, folks, if Quantify lose this game, they are out of... They mathematically cannot qualify for the playoffs due to the game difference. So they have to win this game. They have to stabilize, stop this just constant snowball. We've seen a little bit of misalignment when it comes to Hentai Haven's team fights, so maybe they can find something there. Just pick a fight, go all in. We Quantify, as we heard last week when we were talking about Deja Vu, Quantify have really stepped up their vision game. If they can play around like they were trying to do with that invade from Rek'Sai and the Rakan, but this dog and ability to just shut down Spectator and gain so much control over the map, it is so difficult.
Man, I mean, he just has no worries at all in that bot lane as well. Baron is going to be started up, and the pressure being spread across the map. Hen Haven really on the macro playing champions here.
We're a bit desynced. We're a bit desynced.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
What time are you at?
44, 45.
Oh, we are on the same. Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
It just, you say they were starting the Baron. I was like, shit, they're starting the Baron?
Well,
okay.
kind of.
52,
when it was the black, it was when the Dark Binding came in. But now, Nautilus walking away. He's having to burn his flash for now. And, of course, the Cassiopeia does still have that damage. She finally does also have that Blighting Duel, applying a bit of Magic Pen, but I think it's just too late. This Nasus is just uncontrollable. He's going to 1v1 against Yoni, but unfortunately, my friend, that is not a fight you want. Taken down, and that was just really poor and really miscalculated from Ace.
0 armor as well for the Nasus, and he's still able to he's full health. This lifesteal is going to help so much. Yone had armor, he had lifesteal, he had attack damage and mobility, and Nasus just does not care. He's going to 1v by 1v3 this.
Yeah, the Riot boss here, but like I said, the Cassiopeia, she does have that Magic Pen now. She will take him down eventually. It's going to take a while, but he is a bit overstepped. Cassiopeia just needs to keep dishing the damage. He might get 1 kill in return. That lifesteal was unbelievable, but of course, the response for Henhaven is they will take the Baron. Of course, the Nasus will not get the buff, which is probably the one you want it on, sadly. But good response at least. The best kind of a worse situation that Quantify could do here.
I know LS might flame me for this, but there really does need to be some anti-heal that comes out here. Gotta pick which one. It could be, you know, the, what's it called? The Bramble Vest, that could go onto something like Rakan, probably more onto this Rek'Sai. You're not going to be able to do as much damage in this stage of a game on a Rek'Sai here, especially with the Black Cleaver and Stridebreaker, not exactly assassin items that we sometimes see a Rek'Sai build. So just be a bit more team utility. You're going in against team members from Hentai Haven who do so much damage. Try and survive with a stopwatch like Fab has been doing so well. Maybe take that into a Guardian Angel. Ace, come on!
A nice little Fnatic bush there, rooted to the spot. Fate sealed, indeed, his own fate is sealed there. And again, just a bit sloppy really, not thinking about where he's going and what he's doing. That's 2 deaths in a row, really careless. And like you were saying there, I think actually the Yoni could do probably with like a Mortal Reminder as well. You know, even just an Executioner's Calling, just to, you know, have that initial heal reduction. But yeah, I think the build is really let down. The Cassiopeia finally does have that Void Staff, so she is in a position to take down the Nasus, but it's whether they can take him down in time.
Yeah, Centurion actually points this out really well. The Rylai's here is usually a Cassiopeia item. Obviously, you have that tick from the poison, able to apply that slow for multiple times. You see this on Malzahar as well. Often loves this item. But something more like a Demonic Embrace could have been so useful here, especially when you're not going that Liandry's Torment here. Able to get that damage. Fabs is getting a lot of damage done, but this Morgana, fair play, being subbed in last minute and has been done exactly what she needs to do, so credit to her. But the story, once again, this Nasus in the top lane has taken 2 of their base turrets, those inhibitor turrets. He's pushing on against no Spectator, and this is going to be tough to defend with Baron empowered minions.
Yeah, it's just textbook League of Legends. You do not need to be the most skilled League player to win the game. You just need to know the game plan, and that is exactly what literally a 3 is doing. He's cleared out the bot lane. That pressure will be in there from the super minion, and now just rotate to the top, trust your team in the middle who won't engage fully, and you can hold your ground. As soon as the Quantify move over, the Drake is up now, and he's probably going to go down if he does stay literally a 3. He thinks he can just take on the world now. That is the problem with the Nasus. He has activated the ultimate. He's probably going to take down the Gwen. It's going to be a 1-for-1 and just distract the team for now. He does flash in as well, but the Gwen, with that last needlework, is able to survive. And indeed, he's just going to get CC to hell because the Cassiopeia can do the work now. And he did get caught out there. Thought he should have maybe walked away, but his team do get the 3rd dragon. And that is another stack of armor and magic resistance on this Nasus. So maybe just, again, overstepping his mark, needs to kind of readjust. But, yeah, is still going certainly the way of Hentai Haven.
0 armor for this Nasus. 0. It's just gone all magic resist, making sure this Gwen is going to have such a horrible time. And Bomberhond as well. This might also be another problem with Quantify's draft. We saw this last week as well. It was very AD-like. Now, usually that can be okay, as my friend, formerly of Frostbite Mystics fame, Amy, said. Going full AP like Frostbite Mystics used to do, it can be quite okay, especially if you're ahead. It doesn't really go too bad unless you're, you know, in the same way something like a full AD comp can, even if you're ahead, can really get punished. But if you're not ahead now, you saw a couple of those throws by Quantify in that early to mid game, taking some, you know, too much risk, and getting those shutdowns now, we now see a 5k gold lead. 4 of that is on Nasus. I mean, what the hell? Literally a 3 is... What the dog doing, man?
Yeah, he's there you go. He's gone back to the bot lane. He didn't quite get that inhibitor, and again, you know, like I was just praising him, kind of cast his curse in a way that he was doing well. But going for the engage here, Fate Sealed does just get one member of Henhaven. The Samira is out the back. She's been going to jump into the middle, and at the moment, the Rakan is the first one to go down. Sambate is dishing the damage. The Nasus has joined the fight, and he is joining the victory parade because there is just the Yoni left on the map. He's doing what he can to survive. He takes down the Morgana. But indeed, Henhaven are going to be the ones to take down Quantify in this first game of the series.
Nasus didn't even need to be there. Fabs with this Leandri's Torment is destroying when it comes to damage versus this Rod of Ages that just did not prove effective and was able to do so much. And yeah, we have to give praise to Samvet, able to do so much damage with like a 3-man ultimate there, and Henhaven will take the first game.
My goodness me. Well, what a turnaround. What a change in narrative and a change in leading, really, in that game. I was just looking at the Nasus there as well. And on his Divine Thunderer, he not only healed 4,000 damage from champions, he also dished 4,000 damage with just the Divine Thunderer alone. So in amongst that 33,000, 10%, basically over 10% of his damage came from that one item. So yeah, I mean, just unbelievable. And you know, you did see the damage come through from the Gwen, the Cassiopeia, and yeah, I just think maybe it just stems back. The Rek'Sai, unfortunately, Krolak started well, like we said, but I think he just got out jungled, and our Oscar like really pulled his team through there, and he was the one that got the Nasus ahead.
Yeah, and guys, as we said before, that loss will mean Quantify can no longer qualify for the playoffs. That is going to be very, very important. So, you know, it is now between the team that we are watching, which is Hentai Haven, Ablaze, and Deja Vu. Deja Vu can still get knocked out. It is not over yet until we see all of the games. So, yeah, we can still be cooking. We can still see if something is comes up. We will, maybe, if you're okay, we'll take a little bit of a break. But after we come back, it'll be scores on the doors, as well as Game 2 versus Hentai Haven. Is that okay?
Good with me.
No worries. All right, guys. See you back here for Game 2. If I can find my league music. There we go.
Smooth.
Yeah, smooth, isn't it? Yeah. Wait, sorry guys, it started playing Hollow Knight. That's really depressing. Sorry. Hell no. Alright, there we go. Apologies for that one, guys. But yeah, as I'm just setting everything up so we can go to scores on the doors. Smid will be back when he is, but it's okay because we will do scores on the doors and everything. How's everyone? Yeah. I'm sorry, Quantify. That was probably not the best for you guys, but we will march on. And so I'm trying to get into this second lobby. Remember, we have scores on the doors. It's going to be very interesting. VL never changes. Why did that come up as well? Is that not Fabs? Please let me know. Or is it the stream thing? Who knows? You're just cooking in chat yourself, mate. I'm not saying anything. But guys, you know what? It's your favorite time. I know some people really enjoy this little part of the broadcast, but you know what time it is? That's right, it is scores on the doors, everyone. Deja Vu predictably have taken the first game over Blaze Development, trying to secure their first spot in the next playoff round. But over in Group A, Gracelight Violet, are doing all they can to try and get in. But miraculously, the bookies' favorite of Meat is Boosted has lost the first game against Frostbite Gladiators. They need to win this game, and they need to do all that they can to get into that playoff stage. It's looking good for Gladiators, but they've got a long road ahead of them against one of the strongest team in Division 2. So it's amazing from them. And oh my lord, keep watching, keeping on, staying here for all your VL news and VL action. But yes, that is the case. The rock music was a little bit too loud on that one, but, fucking deal with it. This is my show. It's not VL. This is the Samurai show right now. Yeah,
Excuse
mods. Me? Oh, hello, Schmid. Sorry, I thought you were still gone.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Taking over like that. No, carry on. This is your show. Yeah, it's all good, man. Don't worry.
Sorry, I was just feeling
living
myself.
In Samurai's world, clearly, yeah.
I was just feeling myself quite a bit there. I don't know what it is about the Odyssey rock music, but make our ears bleed. Hell yeah! I'll do that next time. I have a desktop audio limiter on. I'm unchaining it. I'm gonna go absolutely insane. Schmidt, can you see the chat, by the way?
The chat.
For the Twitch.
I cannot currently, but I can look at it.
So just because I actually do need to take a little bit of an emergency break. I need to go sort something out.
Oh.
But no, it'll be okay. I should be back in like a minute or two. But because I don't want to go to like another break, just entertain, yeah, thank you so much. Sorry guys, be back in a minute.
No worries. Yeah, good. Got the invite. Very nice. Well, maybe a bit of a chilled approach here. As we're going to wait for Samurai to come back. What a mad game that first one was, and you can see on your screen now as well. Some of the other results, unfortunately, Deja Vu beating Ablaze after their loss on Monday as well. So, sadly, not a great week for them. I hope you're enjoying the music. I think whether I can't actually hear the music myself, but it's nice and chilled actually as well. I like this. Very relaxed music. I feel like I need to just, be like one of those late night radio hosts. Just be like, chill out, man, and welcome for the ride. Yeah. But yeah, give us your thoughts for the next game, because that one was back and forth, and it's just League of Basketball at this point. But credit to Henhaven as well, and that was really good. Holding on to and good mindset as well, and not losing your head, not tilting. And unfortunately, the Snake was not able to win. It was Dog beats Snake this time, that is for sure. But of course, that means Henhaven will get their bans back, all bans. Whether they ban the Cassiopeia will be yet to be seen. but give us your predictions, maybe hashtag hen and hashtag qua is the best I can come up with. So we will just wait for Samurai to come back, and we will be getting into game 2 very soon.
I am back. Hello. Apologies for that, guys.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
How you doing? You have a fun time?
Yeah, man, we had a nice. I was liking the music. I realized that I felt like I was this late night radio DJ, and just LA kind of style. Just sit back and let the good times roll.
Is this like good? Can I just ask, like, maybe chat? Because I always have to like play with the music, especially this like lo-fi stuff that I've got on. And just ask, like, because obviously you're both coming through desktop audio, and I don't want you to be too quiet, so I always try and like limit the Spotify as much as I can. But if you like it, if you want your ears bleeding,
yeah,
then...
no, it's good. I love it. It's yeah, they want to bleed with lo-fi.
Yeah, there you go.
I did give to the chat as well a little hashtag hen or hashtag qua, but so far hashtag hen is on the menu. Of course, one win down, one more to go to complete the series, possibly.
I guess we just have no Quantify fans in chat. I mean, there's just no one here.
Yeah,
I sit back and
watch. It's your show apparently, but I'll try and do what I can.
Sorry. Look, when I'm on Odyssey Music, look, whatever Odyssey Alex says, I don't speak for Odyssey Alex. Only Odyssey Alex speaks for Odyssey Alex,
Okay, cool. But anyway, on to more relevant things. But
yes.
Quantify, obviously, it did have a 5k gold lead at one point, and the Nasus was quietly building up. But how do you see the second game, and how did Quantify not only claw themselves back into this game to salvage something, but how did Henhaven kind of keep that momentum going as well?
Well, I mean, it's a big mental hit for Quantify, especially because they literally cannot qualify for playoffs now. It is just mathematically not possible. So that's a big hit to Quantify's mental, knowing, what are we playing for? Are we playing for fun? Are we, I know Quantify have a very good mental. They've got a very good sort of dynamic out there. We do see Hentai Haven now have the bans for game 2. That Nunu, which Krolux hovered, probably knowing that Quantify want to go all out, and Krolux's main on that Nunu, gonna be snowballing up and down the rift, having a great time, just making some wild plays happen, shutting that down because Hentai Haven, and this is an official VL position, and my word is law, Hentai Haven don't like fun. So look, I don't make the rules, it's just a fact.
That's just what it's all about.
Yeah,
but
I just create chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting though, because you can see that, like you said, the Malphite, the Shen taken away again, and of course, like I thought would happen, the Cassiopeia taken away. That was kind of the one possible threat for Quantify. Apart from that, Henhaven dealt with most of it pretty well. The Yoni did get some stacked kills up gradually, but he was shut down very, very easily. But curious to see that the Nasus was not banned away. Clearly they think they can deal with it this time.
Yeah, and the Samira Nautilus very much still up. That Cassio band means, and the Zaya as well, means they're going to have to cook up something. Banning the Jarvan is maybe a nice switch up, as I'm probably going to stop the lo-fi, as we do have the league volume here. But with that Jarvan band, the Maokai is up. Samira probably could be the one to be picked up, given the fact that support has already been shown. But, maybe Hentai Haven want to go something different. Milio still quite strong, a very good disengage support. You could pair that very nicely with something like a Maokai. But it's really on Hentai Haven here. While Quantify's job is unfortunately done, Hentai Haven still have all to play for when they're going up against Deja Vu, and probably it will be against a Blaze, because if a Blaze lose here and against Deja Vu, and Hentai Haven win, then Hentai Haven qualify for playoffs. So we'll see how that works. Yeah. There's Zach locked in with Zyra, Smouch's most played champion, that Zyra. So can't wait to see him cook.
Yeah, very nice pick. And the Maokai was banned last game, but the Jarvan has taken his place. So, of course, if it's let through, the Maokai will be taken. So strong and such a good flex pick, like you said, can be top, can be support, can be jungle. And interesting to see the Zac coming out as well, like we did see on Monday. So, not going to be support, of course, with the Rakan. So, probably going in the jungle. And a blind pick Ahri in the mid lane. Interesting to see how Henhaven match this.
Yeah, this is very much let's just pick our strongest champions and let's not worry about much else. The Jhin is very interesting. Maybe sensing a little bit of ADC bans. Maybe the Xayah also took from Sam Vet's pool, just wants to lock that in. Or that Jhin could be going mid for all we know. But I just want to say hello to all... God damn it. I wanted to say hello to 40 viewers, because this is sort of the most viewers that I've had on one of these streams since I've been casting, but it just went down to 39, so fuck me, I guess.
Come on, someone... Yeah, no, that's because you're just bragging too much, man.
I know, it is. The Samurai Show's not pulling in the views.
Oh, yeah. It could be a Jhin mid. I mean, I have seen it before, very rarely. I think once or twice in my time watching League, but you can see the Nasus is taken away finally in the second phase. Wasn't prioritized there, and the Gwen to match. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Down to 38, man. Where are all your friends? Come on, guys. Like, drag a friend in, surely. You must have one friend. If you don't have one friend, that's probably why you're playing League, to be fair. But yeah, see the last few bans, and the Kai'Sa coming out, obviously not wanted to face that against a Jhin, can really struggle against a Kai'Sa a lot of the time. But I do like the setup he's got with the Zyra and the Maokai. That, again, that really hard CC, that just setting up the kills for the Jhin. So, of course, a lot of mobility from the Zac, the Ahri, and the Rakan, all able to jump in very quickly. But I like the Poppy there. We talked about it in the first game, didn't we, about the potential anti-dash with that steadfast presence, and picked up here by Henhaven.
Yeah, and obviously on the Henhaven's side, we do stand some plant-based kings and queens here at VL. As you know, it's going to be very CC heavy, very zone control, a lot of denial that can come out here from Hentai Haven. They really do need to win this, and so Zyra, Smouch's most played champion, I think is great to pick up. Can work really well against a Rakan. Can really deny his engage, do so much damage with those plants, so much ranged damage. But yeah, I mean, we did see a Xayah mid last time, if you remember, Smid. So, you know, if this is Jhin mid, you know, we you know, maybe Hentai Haven's smoking whatever. Oh, who was it? Was it a Blaze as well? Was it a Blaze Academy that we were watching who cooked that up?
Yeah, it was a Blaze that went for the Xayah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was against a. Trying to remember. Do you remember who the Xayah was up against?
Silas.
It was Silas. Yeah, Silas.
That didn't go well, if I remember.
No, it did not. I mean, it didn't go terribly. You know, she wasn't like 0-7, but she was like 3-3 basically out of laning phase, and was a bit mad. But there you go. Yeah, it's not going to be the Jhin mid. Jace in the mid lane instead. And who do you fancy out of these compositions alone?
Hentai Haven have just smurfed this draft. That Poppy not being banned is going to be so amazing. I played quite a bit of Zac Jungle, and against a Poppy, you just cannot engage. Every time you dash in, it's W shield, and there you go. You're just sitting like a lame duck while all 5 team members engage on you. Depending on how this bot lane goes, this Zyra might not be able to do a lot of damage, so we could see a bit of an AD heavy side. But with this Maokai being flexed into the top lane, which I love, is a lovely little addition, especially against an Aatrox, it can have a really good matchup with you dashing in, being able to avoid that Darkened Blade from Aatrox. I really love this draft. The Jace as well into the Ahri, I think, usually has a pretty good matchup early game. It has poke, it has zone control. Hentai Haven have cooked with this draft, and yeah, very much favour them in this second game.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because you've got that Poppy Maokai front line, and then you got the three members at the back. I mean, it is a very tanky front line, and you kind of size it up against Quantify. And you've got the Aatrox who, kind of tanky, but it's more about his sustain. And Aatrox has kind of fallen off the game since that bit of burst at Worlds where he was just unstoppable. And the Zac can kind of disrupt as well, but he's more of an engaged tank rather than a kind of a soak tank, as it were. Someone like an Ornn or a Cassante. So, the Ares can obviously look after herself, but this Misfortune is going to have to be really, really careful because if she gets rooted by Zyra, she gets caught by the Maokai, that is game over. There is no escape clause for the Misfortune. That is no get out of jail. And I do kind of fancy Hen Haven, carry on that momentum from the first game.
I will say though, and this is coming from experience of having a brother who used to one-trick Poppy, still does to some extent, Penumbral Pumpkin of Frostbite fame. Poppy only has one W, and I will remember like when we were against a team of 5 dashes and we were like, oh, pick Poppy and win, and he would always say, I only have one W, I can't stop them all. And Jhin and Zyra are very juicy targets for a Zac. Immobile, they're going to have to burn those flashes. Ahri as well. Owo Oscar has really got to step up. He did well on that Jarvan, to be fair, so I don't doubt his ability. But if this W is timed a little bit incorrectly, maybe it's used at the start of the fight to get a bit of move speed to sort of engage, get that wall stun, that could leave this backline of Hentai Haven very susceptible to a Rakan, Ahri, or Zac engage. So Owo Oscar is going to have to be just constantly on top of this bot lane because it's a very explosive engage coming out for Quantify.
Yeah, exactly. The Misfortune.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, there was just a little bit of an engage, and you were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah,
yeah." That too. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, but where do you think kind of the junglers are gonna put their efforts to? I mean, the top lane looks like the Poppy's gonna be the jungle rather than the top. So Maokai in that top lane. So I don't think really there's much point in certainly Poppy going to help his top laner, and probably looks like this bot lane is going to be the focus of the story, maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of Krolix going topside in that first game against that Nasus, and I'm definitely not in a favour of it now. Yes, Devo, I do know that to switch the screen. I'm doing that. I'm doing that now.
Scream!
Scream!
Let me hear you. Let me hear you scream.
What are these VL production, man? It's fucking shit.
Yeah.
But
hashtag VHell.
I like it. I like it. That's good. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Is that an original Schmid classic, or is that an old one?
It's an original Smid stinker. That's what it is.
There we go.
Yeah, it's all right. They'll only get worse, so don't you worry.
Oh, I can't wait for it. Yes. Oh, he's just an alarm for the screen change. Appreciate it.
An alarm.
We should be getting into game now, and we are. For some reason, the overlay isn't working, even though we are on the sort of the scene that this is for. But it's okay. We can still see the game, and you still know what's going on. What time are you on, by the way?
15 seconds.
Okay. I will just go back to 15 seconds. All right. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And then we will just do.
I really hope you never go and bomb defusal because your countdown is very subjective. It's like 3, 2, 1, and go. I feel like,
yeah, I was worried about that.
If you were like on comms with another guy having to cut a wire at the same time, that would really not have gone to plan. You would both be dead by now, but it's fine.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, but that's right. Yeah, don't quit your day job.
Yeah. I certainly won't. Apologies if the screen is a little bit laggy. We'll just have to deal with that because my computer is like 5,000 years old. Just is what it is. Back to the game. Or also, while we are on this level 1, would like to shout out Stevo in chat. There is a draw show tomorrow for the Quantify Cup that's going to be hosted. You can hear all about that on the Quantify Discord. I'm sure, Stevo, if you could link to some info on the chat, that's going to be so fun. 8 teams, independent stuff, trying to get just some more eyes and action in the VL 5v5 scene. That's going to be so fun to do. I'm going to be casting that from the 8th, which is on Saturday at twitch.tv/SamuraiCastsTTV. And I'm doing that all the way to the 16th. I'm going to be streaming for 8 days straight, so that's going to be a fun one. So I hope I see you guys there.
Oh my god. Yeah, man, looking forward to it. That's a castathon right there, if you ever thought one. Yep. I love a good name. But yeah, as we see kind of each team kind of feeling each other out for now, the Aatrox certainly going to be having this top lane presence for now. And in terms of the bot lane, though, the Misfortune with the Rakan definitely going to be bossing the lane. The Jhin just going to try and pick up what CS he can. Looks like that lane is going to push into him, though, at least until the junglers kind of make any move. You can see both of them did start in that top side, going to work their way down to the bot and help their bot lane, hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the items and the rune choices. There's nothing particularly too much in terms of innovation. Most of these are pretty standard. The Guardian for Rakan is going to help keep that very immobile ADC safe and shielded up from any poke. And yeah, there's not too much. Obviously, a lot less Conqueror, but literally 3 doing a nice bit of damage to no spectator there.
Yeah, obviously, Maokai is sometimes a bit underrated in that top lane, but we got a flash in the mid lane straight out of nowhere. No charm landing, sadly. Probably would have got the kill in the end. He's going for more, though. Just a good return the trade there, and Mrs. Crocum is actually back in this game. So, obviously, he did miss that first one. A good super sub from Fabs, and we commend him for taking the first win for Henhaven. But so, Mrs. Crocum has got big shoes to fill, really, indeed.
Oh, mid lane!
We've got the charm as well. The Poppy is on the wrong side of the map. Flashes over, but of course, very tanky, getting those extra resistances below 50% health. And now it's just the Zac by himself. I think the Poppy should be okay. The Rakan is here to support his jungler. And in the end, the first blood does go over to Henhaven.
That was not good target selection, I don't think, coming from VNAs. It was really good from Krolux, that little invention to use that Q on the Raptors to pull the Poppy in, trying to get a lot of damage, but it just wasn't enough. Krolux!
He's going to have to care, of course, does have that passive, so should be okay, just a bit caught out again. And we did see that from Quantify last game, that they're just a bit slacking, really, in terms of vision and lack of vision. Not being aware of when you're going into a bush like that it could be warded, indeed.
Zac?
And looking for maybe another matchup. Does get the root onto the Rex side. The Zac is here. The flash onto the Zyra. She's flashed, so she is all by herself. One more hit should do it, but the healing is coming. The pots are keeping her alive.
Oh!
And now is the Rex die taken down with that final bullet, adding the extra critical strike damage on that Samvet Jhin. And that is his first kill for the game.
Samvet. Oh, and we see another bit.
Oh, Poppy getting caught, catching out the Zyra. Of course, that passive is there for now. Has got the Jhin to support, and that is going to be a dead Krolux as well. 3 kills to 0, 1,500 gold lead. Henhaven are really stomping their strength in this game.
Samvet cooked on that play. He flashed away from the Zac, not only saving his life, but also his support's life, because he could not get that auto off to be able to smash them together, both adding damage and CC time. It allowed Smooch to be able to survive, and then knowing his damage output and knowing that all of Quantify's bot lane abilities were on cooldown, able to get that 4th shot kill. That was perfect from that Jhin. Exactly what he needs to get going in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Get that first kill on the board. Is struggling on farm, you can see there, so that kill will kind of just level things back up, really, rather than get him ahead. So you can see, actually, the gold he's about 100 gold ahead, so he has got a bit. But in the mid lane, the Jace is being focused again. The Rakan doing the roaming, but just not enough damage on this Ahri yet, of course. Does need that first item, really, to be able to take someone down, but No flash on that Jace for now, and you're sure that it's going to be ganked again very soon.
It is usually level 6 where Ari does start to have some some form of kill threat. You usually don't get it pre-level 6 unless you've got jungle assistance and you've had a heavy amount of poke, which against a Jace, Jace is always going to win in that regard. Literally, oh wow, that was a lovely little dash there, getting out from the third Q of the Aatrox, but yeah, Ari is going to, especially with an amplifying tome, is not going to be able to do that damage. And Krolux, he's on the right side of the map here. Samfate could be in trouble. No flash.
Yeah, he's been caught out. It's a very immobile Jhin. Does get pulled back by the Zac as well. He's going to go down very soon. He's trying to get a salvation kill. He does. In the end, just so much damage coming out. The Rakan not really being afraid and aware of that Jhin damage. The charm comes onto the Poppy in the mid lane, and Ace is able to get out. No mana, no health. So going to be recoiling very soon. But yeah, good response to take down the Jhin. First kill for Bomberhond as well.
Yeah, and no TP on this Ahri as well. I mean, you want to use that Ignite to try and, get some more advantageous trades. But if you can't get that, you are always going to bleed in CS a little because the Jace will be able to catch waves a lot easier. He is already doing that so far. It will be the Zac who has to pick up the wave. And, when we go to these mid-game fights, when we're looking at contesting around these dragons, it's 7 minutes here and no one has even, looked to take it so far. So we're not going to get a very early dragon. But that's going to be so crucial if this Jace can split push and then use that TP advantage. Ari, she's going to have to be staying with her team, not able to use that wave clear and low cooldown. So it's only going to get better here for Hentai Haven.
Yeah, weirdly, Ari's the one kind of struggling on farm. She's catching up now a bit. The Jace did recall, so that is kind of a bit more evened out in the mid lane for the CS. But yeah, really proactive play from Krolux. Did obviously die quite easily to the Poppy. Gave those kills over to the Jhin, but well done for holding things together and not tilting off the face of the earth. The gold difference still about 1,500. But where do you see kind of things happening next? The Drake is up as well as the Rift Herald, so could be a trade maybe. But there's going to be a lot of pressure in the spot lane probably.
Krolux not really on the right side of the map here. Samvet and Smooch, you really saw them predict that Krolux could be on the bot side of the map, especially with that Ahri roam. But they weren't. They played super passive. But with Zac on this top side, he has to back now and then go towards this dragon. And with 4 members of Hentai Haven here around this dragon, they certainly have first move, but they do not have information on where this Zac is. He's able to get a back in, which fair play to him, but Poppy not feeling confident enough, not having enough pressure, and so even though that Zac was not in that bot side area, the threat of the Zac being in the area did as much of work. So that just goes to show how important vision and jungle tracking is, because now Zac is here and he's been able to get a full clear and a full buy in. Poppy's still sitting on 600 gold here.
Yeah, obviously, that stacked gold does need to go back and cash it in eventually, but for now, yeah, the dragon fight is on. The flash in for the Rakan. Gets the knock up onto the Jhin, but he is alone. He does not have the follow-up. The Poppy is going to knock the Zac away to safety. She is going to go down in the process, though. The Ahri finally getting a kill on the board. And in the end, it is a trade-off. 1 kill for 1 jungler for support. And we'll see now that looks like Quantify are going to be able to get this dragon.
A little bit messy there. The curtain call is used, maybe trying to get a little bit of poke damage before, also seeing what's going on. It's great if you're trying to cast games while playing. You just use the curtain call and don't even use the abilities, and you just cast it. It's quite fun.
You can see the whole thing happening.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's that and Xerath ult are just very useful for getting that cross map, just vision down, but. Yeah, it was very aggressive from Nightshade. Didn't end up working, and Bomberhond couldn't chain that bullet time with it. But it ended up working because Oscar, he was looking for that bit more play. He ended up knocking away the Zac instead of, I thought it was going to be knocking away the Misfortune out of her bullet time. But given that bullet time was able to guarantee a lot of space, Misfortune a lot of damage in that early game, especially with a 26 CS lead. I was able to get 1 for 1, but still. Hentai Haven in the lead here.
Yeah, holding on to it, and despite Quantify, they have managed to get a couple of kills for their mid laner, for their ADC, and now those first items are coming through. The Kraken Slayer on the Misfortune is going to be dishing a whole lot of damage to the Poppy, to the Maokai when they come into the frame for the picture. You can see there, Poppy is eyeing up, maybe looking for a gank, seeing if the Aatrox is going to take the bait, but to be fair, literally a 3 on the Maokai, doing a lot of damage, and no fear. I don't think really anything's going to happen here, sadly. But the Rift Herald is up. Maybe that might be the way to go. Looks like they might even try and dive.
Ooh, this would be very adventurous, especially with, 0 minions here in the top side. We're going to go and focus on it a little bit. Oh, no, but in the bot lane.
A lot of damage going on to the Zarya. The bullet time's coming out. It's going to be able to flash to safety. Tried to get the knock-up onto the Jhin in return, but here you go. The minions are here. This is a lot of time spent. The Jace has now been revealed. Nature's Grasp is going to root him in place. He's not going to have time to react. And they do execute the dive very, very well. And it looks like they're going to be getting a lot of damage onto that top turret.
Yeah, it was a lovely dive. They had to wait a long time there. I was surprised no spectator maybe didn't see a little bit coming, especially of how fast Maokai was pushing the wave. But then at that point, the fate was probably sealed. We see Nightshade going in.
It's a good catch. Yeah, really well played there. Saw the Zyra out of position. The two of them split up. And Nightshade, do you know what? He's done pretty well on this Rakan. Spots the opportunity, not afraid to go in, and that is a nice second kill onto the Misfortune, and might be a third as well, as they caught the Jhin under the turret out of nowhere. Nightshade, indeed, shady dealings out of the shadows, and he's got his ADC 3 kills.
That was just huge disrespect from that bot lane. You are two highly immobile champions, and you just let them 2v1 you. You had perfect vision, and you had no flashes from those previous fights, and you just let them engage, walked into their range. That was poor, and it allowed Bomber Honda Nightshade to get a lot more gold, but Miss Kokombe, she wants to say something about this.
Yeah, the Jace is looking for his next meal. Goes onto the Rakan, is the lowest tile at the moment, but it's Misfortune dishing the damage. The kill does go over to the Zyra, activates the ultimate, but the Misfortune is dishing out the damage. One more hit will get her the kill. The Jace should be getting one more hit and does get the crucial shutdown. The Zyra there doing just enough distraction, and that is 4 kills over to the Jace. His CS difference compared to the rest of the team, he is the saving grace right now.
Oh my god, Poppy missed the ultimate there. Is not able to knock away the Rift Herald, as that is not how it works, but a lot of stuff. Oh, Poppy!
Yeah, flashing in as well, just trying to survive for now, and the charm does land as well. One more hit should do it. The Q on the Poppy is not. The Ignite ticking away. She is able to activate the shield and just about survive, though. Curtain's call is coming. Mrs. Crocom is back in the game, baby. She was out and injured for the first match. She's come back in with flying colours. And the Rakan about to go any minute, just waiting for the right moment. Give it to the Jhin. And what a turnaround there. And now we've got about a 2k gold lead in favour of Henhaven. And that was a really strong team fight there from them.
Yeah, able to bring the numbers. Misfortune not there. Able to get, not enough down. All she can collect is a couple of minions and maybe a tower. But, the bot lane of Henhaven coming down. Maybe going to try and stop that. She might suicide for this. But yeah, it's just going bad to worse for Quantify. They are just, Hentai are playing well. They're putting the numbers where they need them, and that is reflected not in the objectives, but definitely in this 2k gold lead that they've been able to stack.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't quite been able to make the most of that. They haven't got the first dragon. The next one is up in 15 seconds, the Cloud Drake. So could be an Infernal Soul, could be a Hextech Soul, and will be really pivotal. Certainly a Hextech Soul on the Jhin, even though obviously all his attack speed is turned into attack damage, but that first static shiv hit is going to be dealing a lot of damage. He's got that static Storm Razor, I should say. And assuming he's going to be going that rapid fire cannon, that range on that first hit, if it is a Hextech Soul. You can always speculate what if, but for now though, there is the focus on the dragon. The Ari getting very low. She's going to have to lick her wounds for now. Both teams really eyeing up this fight.
Yeah, and I also, just as we hopefully have a little bit of downtime... No, we don't. Krolok's going in.
No, we are straight in. 2 members are knocked up as well. The Zac, unfortunately, has no follow-ups. He is by himself, taking the damage. The TP's coming in as well. The Maokai to support the team. And the Poppy gets the stun into the wall. That is a down Zac. He is going to try and pull himself back, but he's going to go down. We're going to cut to the bullet time. Gets 2 members almost. The Poppy is out of this fight, and now Quantify are running away. The curtain call might get one more hit onto the Aatrox, but for now, it is just the one death, and the Tekkens coming very right at the end there. This Jace is 6 kills to 0. And 12 kills to 5 is making Quantify really run for the hill.
Oh my god, this Jace is just cutting through the health bars of... Oh my god! VNAce is almost dead! The long-range poke of this team is nuts, and it's paying off so well. I was going to be critical of that Maokai TP, as the TP did end up behind the lines, but with that ultimate was able to catch so much of Quantify, was able to pick up the kills. This dragon is so nice as well, and also, say hi to our 43 viewers. It's always nice to have, you know, a lot of new people here, so thank you very much, guys, for watching. We love doing this kind of content for you guys. Stay tuned for, you know, so much more that's going to come out of VL, and oh yeah, the new split should be starting soon as well, so submissions for that will be coming out hopefully soon, and yeah, you guys can be casted and played on this big screen as well.
Yeah, I feel like this is like the We're the Millers almost moment. It's like you're the one that's like, you know, giving you £20,000, like, you guys are getting paid? Or like, you guys are enjoying this? I'm doing this against my will. So he's got, you know, they've got me at gunpoint here. So it's fine. I just do this because, you know, otherwise, so I can just keep on living really and enjoying my life. But sure, if you're enjoying this and having fun, then that makes sense. But Sir John Joe, he's keeping me holding here against my will. But anyway, in terms of hostage taking, indeed, more like Henhaven, really. They're just probably going to be looking up the Baron, which obviously will come up in a couple of minutes. So bit of downtime here probably to assess and see where the next strategy is for both Quantify and Henhaven.
What do you, maybe Sir John Joe doesn't enjoy the Samurai podcast. Personally, I think it went okay. Did go a bit mad towards the end of it, won't lie. We did have, some interesting conversations with chat. Oh my god, Samvet!
Bullet time. Jin's going to have to stop there because he's going to walk into death. It was going to be a Rakan or a Misfortune kill, and indeed the Rakan is the one to take it in the end. And Samvet, he was 4-0 to begin with, and it's just gone downhill, unfortunately. So really nice pick there on the Misfortune. Which, of course, is a really strong counter against the Zyra, and the plant's really going to be struggling here, that Misfortune Q. The Zac trying to go in as well. He's by himself. He doesn't quite have the passive, so he's going to flash away to safety. Maybe distraction, at least for now. Flashing to try and get the kill. He's getting very low. The Poppy in as well, trying to come with the Just Keeper's verdict. Gets the 1 kill, and now Misfortune is playing all the team. A double kill, and it's the godlike Jace who is taking this game by the scruff of the neck.
That is why you do not pick Zac when there is Poppy open. Poppy is so good at shutting down a Zac. Had to flash away in that beginning. And Miss Krakombi, she's only going to be here maybe for 1 game. And this is a Team of the Week performance already. I don't know if you could get it off 1 game, but wow, she's doing so much. 9-0-3 could be all that she needs. Doing so well, and 3 items already. This Jace is going to deal so much damage, and I can't wait for it to be used in action.
Yeah, I mean, can only get stronger from here. That's the beauty of Jace, is that you kind of need a few items to get yourself going, but when you've got those kills, you know, there is no kind of slow start, really. Coming in here as well, taking that red buff, stacking this Jace, of course, now has got that Muramana stacked. So, I mean, this is where Jace can side lane. No one can really 1v1 the Jace. They've all got to kind of make sure they can try and gang up on him to shut him down. Of course, is a squishy damage champ, so, you know, it's not like the Nasus last game, who was just unkillable and unstoppable. So, you know, Quantify, they have got a tactic, like you said, countered by the Poppy maybe, but the Misfortune, still a very strong threat here against Henhaven.
I would like to point something out here. If Hentai Haven 2-0 this game, they are guaranteed to promote. Given that Deja Vu have won their first game against a Blaze, a 2-0 from Hentai Haven here guarantees them playoffs. There is no... So, if Quantify are able to pull back, then it's all up in the air. But given how strong Hentai Haven are here, they're looking like a good second contender here, up there with Deja Vu for coming in through Group B. Obviously, after this game, we will give you the information on what is happening in Group A. But yeah, Hentai Haven, they want in on this playoff. You know, 4 teams have to go. Bomberhon though.
Ooh. God, doing a fair bit of damage. That was just a quick kill, but of course there will be a follow-up from Henhaven, and now the action really starts. The Aatrox has taken down the Zyra. Quantify here are trying to win the fight, but unfortunately they just don't have the sustain to survive. The Jace is all over this game. Some good damage and sustain from the Aatrox. Can he turn this fight around? 2 members very low. He's going to get the shutdown onto the Jace. Is he going to be able to get the Poppy? He's trying to chase, but best he can. But crucially does get that shutdown. And maybe, just maybe, that is the glimmer of hope for Quantify.
Mrs. Krakombi, so much damage on that Jace, but then the perfect game is ended by No Spectator, who's able to use that Infernal Chains and just clasp that Jace, get it, and shut down that perfect game from the Jace. Although I don't think it's going to matter much. This Jace, 10 and 1 and 4, doesn't change the KDA, which is 14 right now. And looking at that gold graph, yeah, 5k. 5,000 gold. 5,500 gold, mind you, up on this RE. That is just a bit mental. Hats off to Mrs. Krakombi, you know, doing so well in this mid lane. Coming in, you know, blind after the first game and just coming in, cooking. And yeah, Quantify really struggled to throw up a response here.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the difference. 3 additional items to the RE. 3 full items. I mean, I dread to think what the damage difference is. They're trying to jump on the Jace here, though. Mrs. Krakombi might have just got caught out. Fortunately, the flash was there to save the blushes. The dragon is getting very low. It is a Chem Drake here, and if that is sold, that is really crucial, just as crucial as the Hex Drake, and Henhaven will be able to pick that up for now. Will they be able to get any kills to add to their pile of rewards? The curtain call is coming. The Aatrox is going to activate the ult to try and get out of here. He's just going to get to the edge of the ultimate, and he should be able to walk away for now. And I think that's going to be the end of that. Whoa!
That was some damage.
So close there, I know.
You really, honestly, in that fight, that could have gone so badly for Quantify, but the lack of TP on Ari, even if they wanted to fight, is going to be so crippling. She cannot get in here. Oh, Osco knocking away Zac, maybe looking for a little bit of a dive, securing this tier 2. That long-range route is so nice. Ace taking a very big chunk of damage to the face. And yeah, it is such good siege potential here for this side of Henhaven. It means it is very tough to defend here. No TP from the mid laner is even better here, and No Spectator just taking it all right now, and that will secure the tier 2 dragon. Ultimate though.
Right to the face, bullet time. Yeah, good response. Trying to get onto that Jhin for now, but the Rakan is by himself, so they might save their turret for now for another 30 seconds. But it was a good disengage. You saw the flash burn from the Jhin and the Maokai to save their blushes. And, you know, this is where things like flash timers really do come in handy. You know, if they're going to flash, then what's the point of engaging? So the turret is taken, and Henhaven able to back to base, recuperate, and maybe go for this Baron.
Yep, no caster command, I don't believe, in chat, but just to introduce ourselves to Caprioska, my name's Samurai Cast, and this is the lovely, lovely Schmidt, being forced at gunpoint against his will. He is very lovely for doing this, although I don't think that's how coercion works, but you know, it's lovely to have you here anyway. I think that we've really gotten a lot more synergy from last week. I think we've really found it this week. Especially because we were both delirious by the end of Game 3 last time we cast. It was a shit
what was
show.
Going on at all.
No, but we
I know. Well, I'm just letting you talk more. That's all. You know, I've just realised to shut up, basically.
No, you're lovely, and you're really adding like a lot, and I really do appreciate it. As we do see a pause coming in. Quantify just, you know.
Yeah, I think on the support. Yeah, Nightshade having a bit of lag, I think. Standard. Now we really are LEC. You know, we said we missed calls on Monday, but now we've gone full LEC here.
Yeah. Yeah. It just is what it is. I actually I'm trying to do some like ad work for VL. Like we're trying to sort of expand it to more people, sort of get our name out there. And on the like little PowerPoint presentation, I did have contact LEC. on there, and I
Oh
was
no
like,
way, really?
yeah, because I don't know. I mean, chat can maybe
Just
like
maybe.
we are like a very like small league relatively, although we are quite stable. But my thing is like I feel like what VL offers to the league scene is exactly what we've been calling out for. We have just such a dominant focus on high elo streams. There's a toxic attitude, there's stuff that's going on, and I feel like a sense of community 5v5 with casters who are able to show off their ability. We also have a very much like a creative content disparity in League, since Donkey, and a lot of it has just been sort of like meta, stream highlights kind of thing, like full game streams. I feel like this kind of place where you have those connections and you can sort of build this up is the perfect place for that new kind of content to arise. I'm in the process of writing a script for So You Want to Be a LEC player and talk about all the, depths of LEC, like, of European League of Legends, like all the different leagues and like all the stuff that can go on. But it's a lot of work. But just a little bit of background information on what we've got planned.
Nice. Well, the only way is up, clearly. So, watch this space.
Right now we're just trying to survive. Right now, I mean, a couple of
sure.
Yeah.
Just trying to like chuck water out the boat, really, right?
If you know the 5v5 scene, you have your sort of stable, stable sort of core 5v5 or Discord servers, and then you have some, they like start up, but they only last for about, a season or so, and one of the big ones, it's a Spanish league, SKL, had a couple of leagues going, and that's just is no longer going on. And so all the kind of 5v5's orgs, they do experience this to some extent. Valorant League being one of the most sort of stable and long-going ones, it's quite well known. So that does help us. But, expanding this space and maybe getting some, eyes from up there, we're investing in production, getting different orgs to bring stuff together, talk to you about the Quantify Cup, the draft that will be going on tomorrow. Watch this space. Stevo and I believe it's Forks are in chat, so they're also there as well. I really like the space, and I'm currently, I'm a student, I'm on a holiday, and this kind of creative content stuff, I don't know, it just really gets me excited. I get quite nerdy about it, so any thoughts?
Yeah. Why'd you get, what's your favorite thing? What's your particular highlight? Why did you get so excited?
I don't know. I love the ability. I love identity. So I'm a student in my non-league time, and sorry for this long pause. By the way, we're just gonna have to wait this out. But I study politics, which is always, a very contentious one. Terrible at parties, I swear to God. It's just a terrible degree to study if you're trying to chat people up. But it is. I love trying to like identify, problems in a system or sort of things that are going along. I do political science as some of my modules, and I just love sort of trying to bring something new, a new solution to something, or, try and add a bit of breadth and variety to the ways people can interact with systems. I know this is really like a nerdy way of explaining how my League 5v5 tournament is kicking off, like a very grandioso. But
nice ad work.
Yeah, and I also, I do a lot of like local politics work when I'm back home, currently at university, but I did a lot of food bank and leafleting, knocking on doors. I love that networking opportunity, just building those connections, understanding the lore of, all these different, people who have been in the league amateur scene and doing their own thing, and building those connections, building a little bit of community. I would love one day, I'm going down to Newell, the university finals in Nottingham, and we do actually have a disconnect as well. This might actually be maybe a restart that might have to go on, so we'll just watch this space. I'll check my Discord DMs to see if anything's gone on.
Okay, yeah.
But
keep things
occupied. But just what I was talking
Going.
about, just I would love for one day there to be like a VL gathering or a league amateur space where we're all here, we're all talking, very inclusive, very sort of people talking about this and that, and getting away from the computer screen. The very saturated, Reddit, the league official Reddit is very esport focused, and the Discord as well doesn't have any sort of self promotion. I understand, because that Discord would just be spammed, that Discord channel, but just that ability to break out and get this kind of networking that out is just something really exciting to me. I kind of like it. So, we're back into game.
Yeah, we got it sorted, I think. Yeah, so normally there is a bit of a freeze frame after a game pause, basically. That's just like a league thing at the moment. It's a bit of a bug that happens. So, yeah, I'm pretty... You can tell how used to this I am now. Like, here we fucking go. Yeah, good old Riot.
Yeah.
A small indie company.
Small indie. They're never gonna live that down.
No.
Here we go.
Yeah, but we're back in now. So, yeah, I mean, reassessing the situation. Quantify, about 5k goal behind. I mean, it is all on this Jace. I mean, the other players, to be fair, for Henhaven, the Maokai, just doing his thing. And the Jin, he's got some of his kills, but, of course, is easy to take down. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious where the focus is going to be if Quantify want to get back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, literally a 3 is literally playing both... I say literally. He is playing both sides of that Longzhu versus Fnatic matchup. First we had the Nasus, and now we have the Maokai. For people who've just joined the stream, they'll be like, 2017 Worlds? What? There was context. But he's playing both sides of that matchup, and he's playing it pretty well. He's played the Nasus. It was 1v9 last game, and this Maokai has been exactly what Hentai Haven have needed. Very stable, very solid, able to cover where the Aatrox and the Ahri are trying to... Oscar, just, going a little bit deep.
Oscar.
Oscar. That's a very, I don't know, you could make that in a sitcom, like, Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah. I love that.
But yeah, I mean... do you see Quantify getting back into this game, or do you think it's a kind of a signed, sealed, delivered sort of game?
It's tough. I mean, I'll never count out a misfortune with Infinity Edge, Kraken Slayer, and the other item. I'm definitely not looking at the Collector. There we go.
The Collector, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not an ADC. Okay, I don't know their items. I just refuse. I just don't like doing damage. Okay, sue me.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'll never count out that. And VNC, they're trying to look for something
here as well. Yeah, he knows he's in danger here, and that is a quick kill taken away by Quantify. The TP's coming in to try and match the situation, but for now, that is Quantify 5v4. This is probably their moment to make things happen.
Oh, and this is nice from Quantify as well. Just saying, we're not even going to contest the Baron. We're just going to run straight down mid lane. You're not there.
Yeah.
And they get a good objective. That was a smart play, knowing where Hentai Haven were, and where they weren't. Night Haven going in
as well. The two-man charm across the wall. The knockout. The bullet time that we talked about exactly does what it's meant to do. Two members of Henhaven do go down. One member of Quantify had gone. The Rakan giving his life for that play, taking down the inhibitor turret, taking down the inhibitor. Quantify, they mean business here. The Aatrox might have been caught out. He is separated from the rest of his team, and now they got to get out and run for the hills. The Maokai trying to do what he can. Doesn't have that Nature's Grasp anymore. The next Drake is up, so this could be maybe overstepping the mark. One more hit onto the Ahri. The flash away, no route there. The curtain call dashing away to safety and into the path of the Ahri Prediction City, baby. And just now getting the kill, at least. That Misfortune, though, she is still dishing a lot of damage. She might be careful here. Flashing out of the Jin. The Jace is there, and he is going to come and save his team. Did not do the math, and they are the ones suffering again as this Drake is up. It did take the inhibitor, but Haven, they're going to be able to take this Baron.
That was beautiful from Zam. I don't know if that was terrible aim, but being played off, or that was just, yeah, probably, or that was just, I don't know, beautiful. If, who knows who will be able to get into the mind of this AD carry who's done so well. Nightshade popping the Shirelius here. No Spectator trying to get in, but yeah, just the range from them. It was a nice play by Quantify, especially in the beginning, but just overstepping too much, getting
quick kill
caught.
there as well. Yeah, just Jace is just hundreds of zeroing so quickly now. The Rakan has been slowed by the Jace there. Now has got that Cyrilda's grudge. So, got to be so careful. I mean, if your Aatrox is being one-shot, what do? I mean, you're just being pushed out by a Jace who's, you know, not exactly a tanky man. He has, of course, got the Eclipse. It's going to be able to shield him best he can. The Keeper's Verdict. Going to try and knock away for now, but Poppy is by herself. It's got the knock up as well. Might have overstepped the mark, trying to get back to her team. The Nature's Grasp has been popped, so no jungler, but will they need it? We're going to see now. Yeah, the Drake is about 2k gold. Can they get in? Can they steal the Drake? Yes, they can. Just the tip is what the Ahri needed. The Jace is going to try and get one kill, but the charm has landed. The kill, the Jace is down. The Misfortune did get him in the end. 1 for 1, the shutdown there. And now we are at 3 members against 3 here. The Aatrox is coming back into the team fight gradually. But Haven, they get the dragon and they'll get out to safety for now, but certainly not without lost blood.
Krolux getting knocked away by the blast plant meant he couldn't steal. I think it was his E was interrupted, but then VNCA Ace, there was no jungler and was able to steal it with the orb. That was back and forth, and no dragon stacking. Even though there is a 7k gold lead, no dragon stacking means we still have a game. 2 dragons to 2, and oh no, my voice just heard that the game is still going, and it started to go, hang on, can we have a bit of a reality check here? I mean, are we still going though? Do you really?
Still going? Yeah. I know, 30 minutes in, I mean, I do miss the days of like the 1 hour league games where you just would go in till, you know, I mean, you know, someone like, you tried to have dinner, you had no dinner, you had no sleep because you just were like an hour and a half into a game of League. And, you know, we're at half an hour, which, you know, maybe is going to get to probably, you know, with another 2 Drakes minimum for a soul to come through. So that's another 10 minutes for that. So probably get to 40, 45 minutes. And I do miss those days. But, you know, Haven taking down that mid turret and Quantify trying to match it, taking down that top inner turret as well. The TP coming back though to defend that inhibitor turret. And
look at the mid here. There is a fight happening on top side, but they don't have to stop.
Grasp as well. They're going to try and take down the turret because that is going to be doing a lot of damage. The Rakan doing what he can. The turret is still up. The damage coming out though. Mrs. Crockham has taken the inhibitor down there. He's going to TP in to try and help his team. And indeed, the first action is to take down the Aatrox, take down the Misfortune, and now Haven, they are hunting down the Nexus, and they are taking this game, and they are going to be taking this win for sure now. It is just the Ahri left. See if she can defend it.
What? It's all on this Jhin, and he takes it down!
The Jin's taken at the moment now, knocked back. Poppy is by herself. Can she do any more damage? I don't think, unfortunately, Poppy is going to be the one to end this game. And really well played by Ace to hold the fort. And yet, indeed, the Poppy is going to go down, trying to just stall as much as she can, really doing quite well there and lasting a lot longer than most people. And Jace maybe coming in there, but in the end, going to walk away. For now, Quantify are able to hold strong.
Yeah, 2 inhibitors down, though, is going to be very tough to defend. And you just need to play simple League of Legends here. Haven, you have got this promotion in the bag. What you need to do is you need to push out that top wave. Make sure you are synced up with your minions so that they are applying that pressure at the same time. You've got the range. Mrs. Krakombi is an absolute beast. She's also got the elixir as well. Elixir of Wrath that is going to be doing so much. Just push in this top side and you win the game. That's all you need to do. But and especially if Quantify walk up and they're, you know, trying to gain a bit too much, you know, they have no towers to run back to. So just get out of mid lane, get to the top lane, push that in. These waves will push in themselves, and 3 inhibitors with no Nexus turrets. This is going to be easy to win, but you've got to prove it. You've still got work to do.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you know, there is that aspect of ending the game, and this is where a lot of teams do fall apart. They're coming in, there is the 5v5, there is the threat of the bullet time, they're going in for the root onto the Ari for now. Of course, the Maokai is able to just take a lot of damage as much as he wants. The Poppy is in here as well. Ari certainly cannot take the damage itself. The charm on the Rakan is not going to be doing much for now, and in the end, the Maokai is getting very low. They're all focusing onto the team, no focus on the inhibitor. The Aatrox takes down the Maokai, but the Jace is in doing what he does best, a double kill, a triple kill here. Can he get the Penta for now? The Aatrox trying to stop the Jhin doing the damage onto the inhibitor. The Jace has gone down though in amongst that crazy team fight, and just like we've said, Henhaven, they can't finish off the game. Quantify are able to stand strong. The curtain call is coming out, but blocking well here at the moment, and not going to be able to take down that Zac, and able to defend their inhibitor just about.
Hentai probably maybe playing with their food a little bit, because you just did not need to do that. There was no backline focus from the side of Mrs. Krakombe, didn't do the damage that she needed to, focusing on Krolux, which that armor is now going to pay dividend, and the Ari and the Misfortune were all able to stay alive for so long in that fight, able to take down the Maokai, and when it came to those backline threats, you were able to put up significant resistance. You just didn't need to do that, but they just walked in as 5. They tried to just straight up 5v5 them, and it didn't work. And, you know, they will be able to get this Drake, but because of the amazing seal from VNC Ace, this is not Dragon Soul, which will help them out so much in these fights, making sure you've got that extra damage and extra damage resistant if the fight gets close at that low health. But yeah, it's now you're gonna have to get this Baron again here for the side of Hentai Haven to secure a good push here for Hentai Haven in that top side. But the inhibitors will respawn at some point. You do not have these super minions forever, and you saw what happened when you just walked in blindly to the base, take this Baron quickly, run to that top side, and get this game ended, because, you know, a good bullet time from this Misfortune, as we saw, she's now on 4.5 items with that BF sword, all of it completed. This is not unlosable here from the side of Hentai Haven, and probably the more accurate way of saying that is this is not unwinnable for the side of Quantify now. This is very much still on the cards.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to that point in the game where anyone can die. You know, you saw the Maokai. He thought he was pretty tanky, but eventually even he was just not able to stand strong and is able to be cut down. The Baron was a sensible choice, you know, just get as much stacks as you can. You've got control of the map, push your lanes in. The only one with the inhibitor still standing, and you should be able to get this as the bullet time is popped early. It's not going to be doing much damage. The root really coming through effectively here for now. The Poppy trying to do what she can. Again, the Zyra doing the damage, but it's the Jace again. Mrs. Crocom, you've come back and you've absolutely floored the game and absolutely smashed the record. 21 kills now. Ace is able to get one return maybe, but it is going to be just to hang up at her next job in the next game, because indeed it is Henhaven are going to be taking this series 2-0. The Misfortune is smashed into the ground, and Henhaven, that's a 2-0 smash over Quantify.
Jace, my beloved, congratulations to all of Hentai Haven. They have made it to playoffs. Congrats to them. You know, very well deserved. Quantify, they have been a team on the up and up. Their results haven't showed it, and they did put up a fight, but congrats to Hentai Haven, a team that has just been in VL through time, through thick and thin, and they showed why they need to be, because they gave us some great games, some great action. Shout out to all of them. It was a valiant effort from Quantify. They should definitely leave this season with their heads held high. But in the end, you know, 4 teams must go at the end of tonight, and we've just seen one of them there. Quantify knocked out, and Hentai Haven promoted.
My sweet Jesus, I've just seen the damage stats, and I don't know if you're able to bring it up for everyone else on stream as well. Okay, because I will go through, and it's kind of third highest damage was Maokai on 27,000. Sorry. Ari was third highest damage, 25,000. So that makes the Maokai second highest damage on 27,000. How much damage do you think the Jace has done?
Oh god. What was the second highest damage?
27,000. Sorry. Oh my god. Okay, I've missed. For some reason, I'm just like not spotting. So I was right. Maokai third, Misfortune 46,000 damage.
On the
Very
Jace.
good, very good effort. Jace,
I'm gonna get 60,000.
60,000. You say? Yeah, we've got another 60k in the chat. Anyone else maybe want to give one more guess? It is actually slightly higher than the 60,000. It is 71,000 damage.
Oh my god, man!
That is more. That is basically, if you take out the Misfortune, that is the other 4 players combined in damage in one player. So, I mean, if we thought we were like, Fab's, yeah, done a pretty good job, and then, the super sub comes on and absolutely runs the show. So, kudos to Mrs. Crocom, was never going to be losing that in the end.
All right. We will get an interview with Hentai Haven, so we will be able to see what was going on in their minds. But I have actually been able to cook this up, and we have the scores on the doors, and we have all 4 teams locked in for playoffs right now. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let's go.
Well, you know what we need? We need that goddamn rock music. And I've heard people in the chat, they want their ears to bleed. So you know what? Here we're going to go. I don't think you're going to be heard over this music right now. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, your 4 teams have been locked in now. Deja Vu, 2-0 ablaze, locking themselves into the playoffs along with Hentai Haven from Group B. And Frostbite Gladiators in an upset against the bookies' favourite, 2-0 Meat is boosted, locking themselves into the playoffs. Meat is boosted, I believe, will also qualify, given the fact that they have beaten Gracelight Ruby. So Meat is boosted and Frostbite Gladiators promote. And given the 1-1 against Gracelight Ruby, Monkey Esports have brought it back. It will go to Game 3 over there, but it will be futile in terms of the playoffs because they have both been eliminated. So your 4 champions, Deja Vu, Quantify, Meat is boosted, and Frostbite Gladiators will take to the VL Championship once more in a best of 5 single elimination. It is going to be chaos. It is going to be so much drama and action, and it's all shown right here in the official Balance League Twitch stream. You would not want to miss it. And yeah, stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, really hyped. I mean, the action's just mad in these games. So, I mean, to put the best against the best, this is, I think it's going to be one of the best playoffs we're going to see for a while. So, yeah, super hyped. Who are you fancying for favourite then?
Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, they're all, they're all really brilliant. I'm actually going to be playing with the Deja Vu boys after this. We're going to play some secret SCP. What is it? Secret something program. I forget what the thing is. But anyway, we're going to be playing SVP Laboratory after this. If anyone wants to come into the Deja Vu server, you're more than welcome. And I know these guys are very, very committed, and they're very good. They are an undefeated team. Meters Boosted has actually lost 1 game before this, and they've lost 2 here now. So I am favoring Deja Vu here, but I mean, anything can happen. These teams are so good. They're so closely stacked. We saw Gladiators, the team that, was picked to be, a little bit worse than Meters Boosted, but they were able to bring it through. And so, who knows? I do rate Frostbite Gladiators, take a shot. I am the manager of Frostbite Mayhem. But yeah, I cannot wait. And this on top of the Quantify Cup, there's going to be so much action. So watch this space. Wait, what? DV has dropped it? No, did I actually mess that up? No, Deja Vu won both games. Sorry, they've dropped 2 games. They haven't dropped a series. Games, not series. Thank you very much, honestly, for that correction. Well, actually,
right.
I had to say that in the that's the most dickish way he did, but thank you very much.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple of interviewers ready and waiting as well.
Brilliant. Well, we don't even need to go to a break. We have a double interview. We will, if you want to drag them in, I will just set up the little scene here. But no, not that one. Just drag them in, and we'll get the interview. This interview will be with Rani, who is the head of the Hentai Haven. I think she's the captain. I'm the manager, and we will also be doing it with Oh, streamer mode is such an annoying.
B.
Beeg. Beeg. So he'll be here as well. Can you drag them in, by the way, or is that something only I can do?
I don't have the permissions to, sadly. Yeah.
Well,
Oh
I
wait,
will...
move to. Oh yeah, no, I can. Yeah. I've got it.
No worries. Well, I've dragged them in now, so.
Oh.
It's okay. And welcome. We're gonna go straight into this interview. Ronnie and Beeg, you must be so happy you have officially qualified for the playoffs. How does it feel?
Hello. How are you? Good.
Brilliant. And that's the interview, folks. Thank you. Come next.
The excitement can only continue. Let's go.
No.
God.
Yeah. Big talk.
Yeah. Well, here goes a more maybe focused question. What was your highlight of the two games there? What was the kind of the crunching moment that you thought you're gonna just like smash the series?
Game 1, I was like so convinced we were gonna lose, right? Because top jungle mid were doing great, but Sam and me were just full on running it, right? Because the Casio, actually, I fucking hate Bomber Hunt for that. But then Oscar actually, like our jungler, his name is Oscar in the game as well. Like, I don't know what he did, but it was something. And then Sam suddenly got good, and then it was like, okay, I'm just existing.
Yeah. It was an interesting one. Yeah, go on.
Beak got his main because apparently people don't ban Nessus against him anymore.
All right. Cool.
Oh, there you go. So let's ask a bit more about the game before we talk about, playoffs and all of that. You didn't have the bans in that first game, but Quantify have, especially when we saw that Deja Vu series, that 3-game banger that with the podcasting that went on in the casting desk. They had a very similar comp. You saw that Cassiopeia and Rakan last time as well. The Rek'Sai was also nothing too similar. Did you have a game plan in draft that wanted to go against that? We'll go to Rani because for this question. What was your game plan against that comp?
Okay, so basically, was it yesterday or today? Wait, let me check. Wait, just one second. Okay? Yes, yesterday at work, I was like, I don't need to work. I'm gonna make a whole fucking ban plan. So I sat there for half an hour while ignoring all of my patients, like looking at what they played in the past, what they won against. And then we actually had proper bans, and then Kraft was asleep, so he didn't show up. So I did it for no reason. Like, it was wasted. Yeah. And then we just pick what doesn't get banned.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Maokai banned the first one, not banned in the second one. So you guys just like jumped on that and did the job really in the top lane. And I mean, the Zac was just like nowhere to be seen really, right?
In game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just need to think. Basically, I mean, I think they were just trying to, like Oscar and Beak, like jungle and top, were just seeing to switch around. So they were still seeing if they would play Poppy top or Poppy jungle and Maokai top or Maokai jungle. So I think they just picked it as a flex pick, right? Right, Beak? Let's talk.
Yeah, like, I mean, originally the Maokai was supposed to go jungle, but I think we saw like Ari, Rakan, and Zac, and then Oscar just decided that Poppy would probably fit well into that.
No, I'd love to ask, Ronnie, I think you are very much sorted when it comes to answering questions, so Beeg, I want to direct this question to you. Also, people in chat, could you ask actual proper questions? Shenzhen, stop cooking with your goddamn things, we're going to leave him to that. But you are now locked into playoffs against some really, really strong teams. We have Deja Vu, undefeated when it comes to series. We have Meters Boosted, who have qualified, but who then lost this series against Frostbite Gladiators, a team on the up and up. How do you fit yourself into that dynamic coming in as the second seed from Group 2? What do you think your chances are? Who do you want to go up against? Just what are your thoughts, Beeg?
have no clue what our chances are, I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
Because, for example, against Medias Boosted, we played against them like the very first series, or the second, I think. The second. And we 2-0'd them. And then the scrims we played against them, we lost. So I have no, like...
No, we went 1-1.
Oh, right, we went 1-1. I forgot. But, I mean, I do believe that they have improved a lot since, like, the beginning of the split. And against Shenzhen's team, I've never played. In addition to that, there's quite a few players that, even if we get to finals, will not be able to play finals. So it's gonna be an interesting one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Schmidt,
Yeah, I mean,
please.
were you... Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to say, were you expecting to kind of, you know, floor the second game as hard as that? I mean, what was kind of your reaction to their picks?
I'm not gonna lie, when we, like, before the first game, I was sort of expecting us to lose.
Yeah.
I did not think that we would win. Nah, I was not. But I mean, I feel like Kraft just did a ton in the second game. Like the Jays just ran away with it. Like
Yeah.
I was not expecting him to pop off that much.
Yeah, I mean, that was like just like out of nowhere, right? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, talk about coming back with a bang. So
Yep.
yeah, it was great to see.
It was great to see. We do have a little bit of questions. Obviously, I actually would like to take up Shenzhen's question. Let's not talk about the best VL member, you know, in Fabs, you know, all that stuff he was saying. But
I mean, he
Fab's
did
in
so
the-
good. We love Kaichi.
yeah, Fabs
Sorry.
in that first game, you know, on that Morgana, he was really able to keep the Yone at bay and do so much damage with that Leandri's Torment, especially coming in with 0 bans and having to use that sub. How'd you felt Fabs integrated into the team in that first game?
Oh, I think great. Like he's an insanely nice guy, and he also apparently is very untiltable.
Yeah.
He also had like he communicated well. He talked a lot, and I don't know. He was great.
And a question from Goob. Your next opponents, according to Goob, will be Frostbite Gladiators. So I know we've talked a little bit about how you face up more generally against the other teams, but against Frostbite Gladiators, you thought you were going to lose this game, but then you 2-0'd it. Is this giving you confidence against those teams? You know, you've got Sir Jonjo, Goob, you've got some big names in here, but you've shown that you're a force to be reckoned with. We'll direct this one to Rani. You know, how do you see Frostbite Gladiators? I think, were you in the same group together?
No, I don't even know who's on that team.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna lie, they're like...
They're not
Shenzhen's
relevant
team?
enough. They're just,
Yeah,
you know.
Shenzhen's team.
Okay,
Ah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I don't think they're gonna stomp us the way Deja Vu does.
Okay. Can we call that fiery talk? Can we call that like? But
I
yeah.
mean,
that
I bet
counts,
they're
right?
good. I just also think we're decent. Here it's Chonjo, which I think Big is already better than Chonjo. Mitty, I mean, I think is on the same line as Oscar. Goop, I don't know. It's gonna depend if we play with Tawi Sam or with Craft Sam or Craft Tawi. That's like our lineup is really
Okay.
kind of flip.
Well, yeah, can't wait.
Looking strong.
Yeah, can't wait to see what happens. I mean, we've got loads of things on next week with Quantify and you guys. So, but yeah, wish you all the best, and yeah, I hope you cook some good drafts up in those best of fives. So, congratulations to the both of you.
You too. Thank you for
Yeah,
taking
good
the
luck, guys.
podcast.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Good night.
Yep, cool.
Good
Cheers,
night.
thanks for coming.
Bye.
Night.
Wow, what a lovely interview. They were really nice.
Yeah. Very humble indeed. After it's probably the humblest interview after a 2-0, really.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, but they certainly deserve to be here. They played really well. They have, you know, a good over 50% win rate now. And Rani does realize, so her counterpart is going to be Otari. He's in my own fucking organ. I can't say his name. Otari. And
Otari, yeah.
Otari, and he is the support for Frostbite Gladiators. And she says she is a little bit worried about that. She's a bit scared, but they're a great team in their own right. You know, to be objective here and not to give bias to Frostbite Gladiators, they are both great teams, and it's going to be a banger either way. So I think there's tons of, especially in a best of 5, you've got tons of space if you've got a good mental to come back, to innovate. If you lose 2 games trying some stuff, you've always got those third games to switch it around. So yeah, can't wait to see VL in this new space of best of 5s.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, best of 5s. There's always drama, isn't there, really? So we're just getting to the good part and just getting started. So yeah, no, really good series to kind of finish off the main stage, and then yeah, just ready for some best of 5s and silver scrapes coming up.
Absolutely. Well, I think if that is it for me and Schmid. Thank you very much, guys, all for tuning into the stream. It was lovely to have a higher view turnout for this one. We've got so much planned again. Shout out to Big Boy Sever and Forks. We've got the draw for the Quantify Cup coming up tomorrow, as well as we'll have VLDR this week. We're going to have some streams. I believe we'll have also a little bit of a bit more content coming out as well that I might not reveal yet. But also on Monday, we have the final week of Div 3, which is going to be fantastic. I think it's Quantify Nova versus Frostbite Mayhem. You know, the 2 big orgs. Div 4, and only one of them, maybe 2 of them, you know, qualifying in Div 3 will be awesome to see. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's been lovely talking with you in chat. Schmid, yeah, I know you're here against your will, but it has been lovely casting with you, my man.
Yeah, one less game to freedom. I'm almost there.
Anyway,
just give me a sock and I'll be free, but it's fine. Apart from that, been great. A lot of fun action today, so a good week of League. So on to the big and better Balance League.
Absolutely. So thank you, guys. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Cyberpin, for that lovely little comment. But yes, we'll see ourselves out as we started with some lovely little lo-fi music. Have a lovely Thursday evening, everyone. And that's it for the Valence League.
Catch you later.